Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
What is up? Welcome to Drinkin' Bros. I am your host, Rob Fox, joined as always by Dan Holloway. We have a very special guest today, back on the show, I think, for the second time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yannis Pappas in the house. What's going on, man?
What's up? How's Texas doing? How you guys doing?
Good. I think, didn't we introduce you as a white supremacist last time?
I think you introduced me as a white supremacist, and also Ross wasn't here that time either.
Was he not? Yeah.
No.
I mean, mentally, he's never here.
Yeah.
He's always checked out.
I think he was checked. He checked in a little bit via satellite.
I see. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Well, so speaking of white supremacy.
Yes. We are here. Our meeting is tonight at 9.
Yeah,
if you can make it.
Yeah.
You guys,
I'll be there.
How hard do you get carded at the door for that?
For white supremacy?
Yeah.
Well, I just lean into it now. I just, no matter what, the algorithm is going to make you, one way or the other. People are going to label you one way or the other. So I just lean in it now, and I'm actually running for office amongst the white supremacists.
Right. But I mean, they still have to, the door guy's got to be like, I need extra, second form of ID. You're a little racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asks you, what's Sperry's?
Yeah.
For example. There's got to be some kind of, there's 3 questions you have to answer.
Yeah. What are Sperry's? Do you have a tiki torch?
Yeah.
And the third one is always just the fundamentals of hate. Tell us what you think about the Jews.
Yeah.
And, that's why I want to run for office and I want to run the white supremacists because I want to be like, look, Jew hating, that's fucking simple.
Yeah.
That's like 101.
Yeah.
Okay? That's like a layup. The game has evolved.
Right.
We got to go farther than that. Jews control the banks. We get it. But what are we going to do about these fucking Tahiti people, and what are we going to do about these Filipinos?
Yeah.
All right? We got to
have really obscure racial prejudice.
Yeah.
I mean, you're Greek. Just start railing on the Turks, man. No one even cares about that.
Turks.
It's like a racist hipster.
Bring it back.
What are we going to do about these people from Malta? These these Maltese have been walking around, taking jobs.
It's like this really specific place, not even a county, but like a city inside of it.
Right.
Like, I really just... so you said before the show that you're shadow banned. That doesn't make any sense. You don't do anything that is mean spirited ever.
No, I try not to. I'm a comedian, but that's the world we live in now. It's these tech assholes have way too much power, and Zuckerberg, I think now he's under pressure in Washington. And maybe that's why he's sending out all these amoral bots that just search for words. My brother actually consults for tech people. So he told me, he's like, they do it. He's like, they definitely do it. A lot of times they don't tell you they do it. They just push you out of the algorithm and that's it.
No, well, the Facebook papers prove that.
Yeah.
We have a document, not it's like a fucking PowerPoint presentation saying that some people get whitelisted, which means anything they post goes through. Some people have some lesser degree of restriction. Some people have every degree of restriction we can put on them.
Yeah.
And then there's everybody else.
Right. And you can't do anything about that, meaningfully at this point because the people running the country are still so old.
Well, you can in
that
Texas.
makes no sense to them.
In Texas, you can sue people.
Right. But I mean, a lot of time, even the people running businesses and stuff like that, you just be like, they'll just be like, social media, I don't understand it.
Right.
They'll just check out you see that fucking, I don't know if it was a rep or a senator a couple weeks ago that was grilling the Facebook lady on what a Finsta was and how they were going to end Finstas. She was had to keep explaining a Finsta is just, it's like a second account a teen makes that they only share with their closest friends. And he was just like, how are you going to end Finstas? Clip that for my next...
Yeah, how you doing? I'm Robert Bork from Alabama. Now, I understand Friendster is a big problem where you guys are really not letting people free speak. So what are we going to do about Friendster?
It was incredible.
I just want to hear Mitch McConnell ask about thoughts or something like that.
Yeah.
THOT.
Yes.
Yeah. So my daughter cried because somebody online called her a thought. What's that? What's thought stand for?
Everything is fucking stupid these days. I mean, honestly, I know that you're kind of leaning into it.
Yeah, I lean in. Well, so yeah, but with me, they let me know. They actually contacted me and told me which videos, and they were like, your account is in jeopardy of being removed, blah, blah, blah. And so it was one of the things was a video that had the word Hitler in it. So that got flagged, whatever. So it was me. I shaved my mustache into this.
Okay.
And I was in the mirror, and I said Hitler preparing for a speech, warming up in the mirror. And so I was going, and my hair was flopping all over the place. And I was like, Hitler preparing for a speech. So that got flagged. Then another video, because they told me the videos. The other one was about the Catholic Church, how I made this argument. I put forth this argument that the Catholic Church was set up by Roman noblemen who were pedophiles as a cover to rape children. A lot of good evidence for that one.
Yeah, there's plenty.
Yeah, a
of
lot of evidence for that one. So they flagged that one, right? Like it's me who's raping the kids.
Yeah.
I'm just a comedian doing a podcast.
Well, Bill Burr addressed that perfectly, right, on that morning show on CBS.
Yeah.
They're like, do you think you went a little too far? He goes, I think the Catholic Church.
Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far?
Yeah.
Also, I mean, you're hitting both like far right and far left, right? You hate Jesus and you love Hitler,
Right.
Yeah.
So, what's the problem?
Exactly.
You end up right in the middle.
Right in the middle, right? Yeah, no, I was making fun of Hitler. I'm making fun of the Catholic Church. Sacred cows, that's what comedians are supposed to do. We're supposed to poke bears. That's what it used to be. And then the third one is the worst, because the third one was a video on my buddy Paul Verzi, who's been on the show. Paul Verzi's page. I was on his podcast. We were talking about how vindictive Greeks are, the difference between the vindictiveness of Greeks and Italians. And I commented. It was just a comment on his page on the video where I said, Greeks are psychopaths. They removed the comment. I got flagged.
Did they check your name next
I'm
to
just
it?
like, yeah, and I'm in the video, and it's a joke. It's like, what kind of fucking world do we live in? You know?
Oof. I mean, how long is it going to be before black people can't use the N-word on social media anymore?
Pretty soon.
That's got to be the next thing,
I think
right?
it's probably like a year ago.
Yeah.
I guarantee you bots fucking flag black people all the time for that.
Yeah. You
Like
think so?
bots do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guarantee
I'm
you.
sure.
I love, by the way, that they let you know that you've been like that you'll have like problems on videos because presumably you do make them money.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, we'd love you to keep making us money, but like there's this weird cross section where you might be like losing us a little bit of money here. So like keep pouring that in for us, but like
There's no evidence how
Not that way.
There's not been one significant corporate protest since this woke shit began that has been effective.
No.
Like no one's lost any money except for when they responded to the woke nonsense and everybody's like, I'm not buying this stupid shit anymore.
No.
That's pretty much. Maybe the My Pillow guy got hit a little bit.
Criminals are doing good.
They always do well.
You get rid of the police.
Yeah.
Criminals are fucking crushing it right now. They're rushing into Louis Vuitton stores and.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, it's great.
Did you see that?
no, I didn't see that
Like
one.
12 or 13 people.
I don't want to judge.
Let me back up. What city?
It's Chicago.
Chicago,
Okay.
yeah.
And I don't want to judge. It could have been an online pickup order. So I don't want to judge.
No, 12 or 13 people rushed into the front of a Louis Vuitton and took everything in the store.
To be fair-
within like 30 seconds, everything in the store was gone.
To be fair, that's actually just a great strategy.
No,
even if there
yeah.
are, unless there's like a literal cop there, like just be like, hey, dude, like they can't stop 12 of us.
And to be
Like,
honest, that's justice.
Yeah.
Because Louis Vuitton's been ripping us off for years.
Absolutely.
And fuck them.
That is a good strategy, though.
Yeah.
It's sort of like what Trump's strategy was. Like he just said so many crazy things you didn't know which one to put down.
yeah. 100%. Like I'm surprised more teens don't do that at like liquor stores or something.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like it's one guy. Like if there's not a shotgun under the counter, they're not gonna stop 12 of us from just running in
Well,
and running
usually
out.
it's a fucking Indian dude, right? So
Right.
they don't do that. If it was a Korean dude, you should be worried because Koreans will murder you.
Yes.
Indian dudes, I don't think that. I don't think that about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Buddhist, right?
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely more passive.
But I always thought, like, if you're Buddhist and you find out your next life is going to be really lit, you know?
you have
would-
some moral obligation to make it less lit or what?
Or to just go. Like,
I
you're
see,
ready
yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it would be cool if somebody would send you an email to that effect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you have an app on your phone and it's like ding, 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 Nirvana. Like, oh, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really ambiguous.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's that fucking cool, just kill yourself, asshole.
Exactly, yeah.
Fuck Buddhist.
Yeah.
That's, I don't
Well,
know.
there's another religion that some like psychopaths take that route in. So
Yeah,
they're
I
like,
guess
there's some cool shit if I kill myself in a certain way.
The South Vietnamese used to set themselves on fire, right? Back
Yeah.
in the 70s and 80s and shit.
Yeah.
They would just sit somewhere and douse themselves in gasoline and set themselves on fire.
But I got to say, if there was an expo for religions, I'm going Muslim.
Why?
Because they just have the best amenities. Like 72 virgins.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 72 chicks to do whatever I want. And I don't even know what else you get up there because once I heard the 72 virgins,
Right.
I didn't ask about the food or.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the food's
the
probably
lodgings,
fine. I like
yeah.
Middle Eastern food.
Is the alcohol stuff not off limits anymore once you're in heaven?
That's a good
Yeah, that's a
question.
good question.
right?
yeah.
Like it's the 72 virgins and you're all sober seems like
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you still have to pray 5 times a day? Because I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that
Right.
sucks. See, that's the funny thing is
But who would you be praying to? The guy's right there now.
he's
Right,
there. You're
yeah.
with him.
Wouldn't that be weird if,
That-
like, I started having a conversation with you Like
Yeah.
if I just sat here and wouldn't make eye contact and kept texting you, you would
Right.
leave the fucking room.
Right.
Or call the cops or something.
It is actually hilarious that version of heaven is like all the stuff that's not okay down here, you can do up there.
You can do up there. Don't do it down here because it's bad. But when you get up there, you can do it
bananas.
in heaven. In heaven, where everyone's good, you can do all the vice you want.
But
Right.
Christianity's not like that. Like you've got to bow and scrape on earth, and you got to do it more, maybe even because now he's definitely watching. Like I think Christians have this idea that maybe God didn't. He maybe missed one. Like he's not watching it. We've seen Bruce Almighty. He can't look at everything. Come on.
Right.
It's tedious if you have to
Yeah.
look at everything.
Yeah.
I thought you just walked down the beach with Jesus, and there's just one set of
What
footprints.
is that footprints? Yeah.
He's
Yeah, maybe.
carrying you.
I don't know.
I just know Catholics, if you're Catholic and he turns out not to care about masturbating and all that,
That would
stuff,
suck.
that sucks.
I would want a refund.
yeah. that
Didn't
would-
really,
yeah.
it
That
didn't
would
really
suck.
impede much for me.
Or
so,
whomever originally thought of that idea, maybe Peter. He was the first pope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everybody just in heaven, he's just getting his ass kicked all the time. by
Yeah.
people. Like, look, I'm sorry, but I'm going to need some reparations.
Yeah.
Right.
Masturbatory reparations.
Yes.
Right? And maybe that's what the 72 virgins are.
Maybe that's what it is.
Masturbatory reparations.
Right.
It is funny, though, that all we know is about the 72 virgins, because once you hear that, you're like, sold.
Yeah. Yeah, there could be a lot of unnecessary butt stuff going on.
Yeah, there could be a lot of negative things that we
Yeah.
don't
Right.
know about. Yeah.
Yeah.
They could be like, okay, you get 72 virgins, you get to fuck them for about 3 weeks, and then you burn in hell while we rip you apart and you get eaten by
Yeah.
rats.
Or it's 72 virgins that are all Instagram influencers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, who just
The
vapid.
Instagram fitness and diet influencers.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
specifically.
You're fucking them and it's like the Paris Hilton sex tape where she answers her phone in the middle or
Yeah.
something? And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty
They're
much.
just vapid. Or they don't want to be, nobody ever takes it from their perspective. Or like they don't want to be there at all.
Right.
So every time you're having sex with them, they're just crying and hating it. And then
Yeah.
you're being like, this isn't fun.
Well,
this
all
is making
se-
me feel bad.
All
Yeah.
sex is rape. We know that now, right?
Definitely.
Over the last, 4 or 5 years, all sex has become rape.
Yeah, you have to, yeah. How do you have consensual sex now?
I don't know.
I think you just have to be married and you gotta make your wife sign a contract.
That's
It's
Chappelle.
like, I want to be here.
Chappelle did it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like season 2 of the Chappelle show. It was the, whatever the fuck he called it, sex contract. And it, like there was check boxes for oral and anal at the bottom and
Yeah.
shit. Maybe that's it now.
Maybe that's what you have to do.
Yeah, it's called, what's it called? Positive affirmation or something like that? Or positive something?
It's affirmative consent.
Affirmative consent. That's
Yeah,
it,
so you just have to keep. I remember I read a BuzzFeed article like a while back, and it was just like how affirmative consent can be hot, and it's just like it was just running you through like, can I do this? Can I do this now? You cool if I do this now? And it was just like this doesn't sound good at all.
No.
Well,
I mean, obviously, like don't Trevor Bauer it or anything like that, but
well, unless they ask for it, right?
well, yeah.
This is
there's a-
America. If you ask for a beating during sex, you should be able to get one, in my opinion.
He crossed a few gray lines, I'll say.
Yeah, gray lines are not real lines.
Yeah.
The line is either black and white or it doesn't exist, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I don't think we know enough about that story to judge it yet.
But yeah, that article was the least sexy thing I've ever read in my life.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Who's the football player that, what was his name again?
Zach Stacy,
Yeah, Zach Stacy.
Oh,
the
yeah,
one
well,
from
he's
like 2
not a-
days ago.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not a football
that's what I
player
was
anymore.
referring to. We don't know enough about that story.
right.
I haven't even watched the video yet. I'm told
The
it's pretty
video's
brutal.
bad.
Yeah.
The video's really bad.
It's not as bad. It's like, so do you think there's a reduced quality version that the jury's going to see first?
Yeah, like
the Rittenhouse thing,
Rittenhouse. Yeah, as far as football, as far as like domestic abuse football videos off the field, I'm putting this one number one, Ray Rice number two.
Yeah, this
I mean,
was
he
worse
dragged
than
her
Rice.
out of
Worse
the,
than Rice,
What
yeah.
what happened? What happened in the video?
Rice
In
was
the-
just a one.
Yeah.
Rice just was like, I hit it. He didn't even know it was going to knock her out. It
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
one shot, and he was like, she went down because I got good aim.
This
you know?
one was like
Yeah.
10x grosser
Yeah.
because he kept going back.
He kept going back and throwing her around, threw her into the TV.
And honestly, like
Did
this
break the TV?
knocked it off.
Knocked it off.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good ad for the TV.
Yeah,
Like you can beat your girlfriend to death, and our TVs will still be
Right.
standing.
durable.
Phillips.
Phelps.
And then he, Phillips. We may not have as sharp as picture as the Korean competitors, but
Yeah.
we are durable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly like credit to that woman for like being still the whole time being like, fucking stop. What the
Yeah,
fuck, dude?
She kept going, stop.
Like-
but she didn't cry or anything.
No, she was just like, what? Like, I think she was pretty adrenaline up because her kid was right fucking there,
Yes.
too. Like, she was just like, what is wrong with you? Stop! And Zach Stacy was just being a fucking psychopath the entire time.
He also threw her into like the baby thing.
Yeah, choke slammed her into
Like the crib or some shit?
No, into the like little runner. Like you put him in and they were
Wow.
She also knew she was recording it. So
Oh yeah. I think she might have known that he was.
That's probably not the first time that's happened.
Yeah, that's not
or
the
something
first time.
similar. at
There's
least,
a
right?
reason why she decided to roll the camera.
You don't put a nanny cam in your fucking in your bedroom for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a good, you don't
Or
do it for a
whatever.
good
Living
nanny.
room.
Yeah. That's why, we don't, it's just, it's a bad one. It's a tough one. I think he's arrested now.
Oh, good.
Oh, is he? Was he on the run for a while?
Yeah, I don't know if he was on the run like Brian Laundrie style, but I mean, if Brian Laundrie didn't teach people who were on the run what to do, I mean, just go to a national park, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll at least make it a week.
You gotta just watch out for deer cams. That's the only problem.
And also pay like 3 or 4 people to dress up like you in other national parks.
Exactly.
Like
that's good.
That's not going to cost that much money to do it. And
No.
to be honest, there are plenty of knuckleheads on the internet that would do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
And you got to pay after you're done talking to him. Be like, all right, man, nice to meet you. Belon's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just go down the trail.
Or just wear it's a sports jersey from that area and it's just Brian Laundrie on the back.
Part of me think like, what if Kyle Rittenhouse was like sent from the future by Gabby Petito's family in the future when time travel's possible to go back and kill Brian Laundrie before Brian Laundrie kills Gabby Petito, but Kyle Rittenhouse just got lost.
Yeah. But he's not the brightest guy. They're like,
So
go
it's
to
a-
this national park, and he just ends up in Kenosha.
So it's
somehow.
it's like that movie Looper with fucking Bruce Willis, where his future self has to come back and kill his younger self or some shit.
Because otherwise, like I always thought, like it was weird that he was running away with an AR-15.
Right.
Also, the guys who are chasing him are like, those can't be good people who have fear and like think about consequences. You're chasing a guy with an AR-15.
Right.
But why was he running with an AR-15? I think he was trying to say, hey, dude, you're confused.
I'm not even supposed to be here
I'm not
today.
even supposed to be
It's
here.
like Clerks.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a guy named Brian Laundrie. I just fucking ran into this protest, and now you guys are chasing me.
See, that's a 12 Monkeys situation. They keep sending him back to the wrong time in the wrong place. And he's like, God damn it, now I'm in a mental hospital for like 12 months, and I meet Brad Pitt. Like, fuck, dude.
Well, I mean, beating Brad Pitt would be cool.
Not that Brad Pitt.
No, that guy was kind of a weirdo.
Yeah.
Oh,
He probably didn't smell great either.
No.
Imagine your name is Brad Pitt and you're not Brad Pitt.
Michael B. Jordan is the only guy that's ever overcome that problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was a joke in Office Space how Homeboy was had the same name as whatever the fuck. What's his
Michael
name?
Bolton.
Michael Bolton, yeah. But that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Because there's some pretty common names that are famous people.
Right.
So Michael B. Jordan just added a B.
He added
I
a B.
guess.
Yeah.
But he's been a great actor his whole
He
life,
has,
really.
but he did overcome it with. He did. I guess that's the way you overcome it by
middle initial?
Middle initial.
Middle initial. He's much hotter than the actual Michael Jordan.
So like Adolf M. Hitler would be fine.
You could do it.
Yeah.
I think someone should try it. Adolf M. Hitler is different. Yeah.
Well, you just call yourself Young Dolph.
Dolph
Dolph didn't make
Hitler.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's different.
So is Dolph Lundgren's real name Adolf
Yes.
Lundgren?
It is. He changed
Are you
it to
sure?
Dolph.
I'm 100% positive.
I got to look that up.
Yeah.
What other name could... no one calls himself
He's
Dolph.
Swedish. I mean, is that...
Benito.
His name is Hans Lundgren. You
Hans
fucking
Lundgren.
liar.
I bet his middle name's Adolf.
Probably is. That's my middle name.
Benito S. Mussolini.
Yeah, you can.
I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's...
Honestly, the name Benito at least never got canceled. Like if you meet someone named Benito, the first thing you're asking is like, "Oh, you're Italian."
Yeah,
That's
Benito
neat.
Santiago
True.
was a really good catcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's
Yeah.
one. But they retired the name. You don't see a lot of Adolfs or a lot of Hitlers running around.
No, but you're right, dude. It's like Benito didn't get retired. Because when you think about it, if you want to put it in 21 Jump Street terms, I really feel like Hitler was Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And Benito was Richard Grieco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he was there just as hot, but
Right.
you thought maybe he'd have as good of a career, but it just didn't happen.
Well, yeah, and Benito blew up earlier.
yes.
He was in the 20s and shit like that.
Yeah.
He was
Peaked too
cool
soon, yeah.
way
Yeah.
before Hitler was.
Kind of like Richard Grieco.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
But did Benito Mussolini go on to have a really good B movie career?
I think
he got murdered.
I think he got murdered.
Yeah.
Richard Grieco, I don't think he even had a B movie career. I think he just kind of disappeared. I think he was in a few like Cinemax movies.
Yeah.
Then he was the butt of the joke in the Will Ferrell movie, and that was it. But I
he
mean,
was on an episode of It's Always Sunny where they were making fun of him being in Cinemax movies.
Yes,
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. We figured out a lot of stuff today so far.
That must be rough to be Richard. Do you think that just every day he thinks about that?
I can't remember who it was that made the joke, but it was about Ron Goldman's dad with the mustache. I think it was
Family Guy, and they're like, the mustache didn't help.
Well, that's part of it, but was it Louis C.K. maybe? I don't remember who it was that told the joke. He's like, man, that's got to suck to be because people kind of recognize you because that's such a recognizable feature. And they're like, man, I know you from somewhere. And it's like, yeah, OJ killed my fucking kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, oh, man, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah. Can I get a picture with your mustache?
You just got to say you're like a 1920s like villain tying someone to a railroad at that point.
That's what he looks
know
like.
Me, yeah, you know me from that.
He knew exactly what he was doing walking into the courthouse with that fucking mustache on his face. He had to, right?
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
That is a very that's a choice you make.
For sure.
To look like that. Your shit just doesn't happen like that.
No.
Yeah.
You have to like wake up before you go to your daughter's murder trial and...
That was the Family Guy joke. He said, you know how much mustache wax I could have bought with that?
Right.
Wax it up, get it ready.
Like, it was the mustache.
Yeah. That's got to be weird to think about looking good. Like getting dressed and looking good for your own daughter's murder trial.
Yeah.
I mean, not a daughter, the son.
Yeah.
Unfortunate kid.
Yeah, he was just in the wrong place.
Yeah, he was just trying to Pete Davidson it.
Yeah.
You know? He's like, I'm here, I'm the palate cleanser.
The worst is
trying to fuck a girl who's been dumped.
Right.
Yeah.
The worst is if he wasn't even fucking her and it was the actual excuse where he was like, oh, she forgot her glasses.
Or he was getting friend zoned and he still got murdered.
Yeah, oh, that's horrible.
You're not going to get into heaven like that.
Yeah, that
Like, you don't think
Jesus
Jesus doesn't want losers in heaven?
No, yeah. Be like, hey, yeah.
Like, you didn't even get laid, bro.
Oh, dude, I never even thought about it. Like, he got friend zoned, and then he got his head cut off.
Yeah.
There's a double loss.
Yeah. He's really suffering now.
Yeah.
It's not great.
He's not only is he dead, but he's like the laughing stock of the dead community.
Yeah, they're like, dude.
Like, you did what?
Yeah, I never really believed that story that he just was coming to give her glasses.
Right. I mean, he
No,
was
that's-
obviously like hooking up with her.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if he was really just returning the glasses, that's brutal.
That's brutal, yeah.
And what about Cato? Like, at what point through the process of the prosecution interviewing that guy did they think it was a good idea to put him on the fucking stand?
Well,
Seriously.
we were talking about this all week because of the Rittenhouse thing. Like, are there any good prosecutors in America?
Man.
Like, good
Yeah.
Lord.
They all plead out because the people are fucking afraid to go up against them. That's what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the people in Minneapolis got a conviction on that Chauvin guy
Yes.
with ridiculous charges.
See,
right? They were way too high, but
Yeah. I would trust. I mean, but we're talking about OJ, so that's about as big of a city prosecutor as you can get, right?
a lot of people have been talking about OJ this week. Well, the prosecutor was Marsha Clark, but her boss was fucking the father of the current mayor of LA, right? Garcetti.
And then they started fucking Marsha Clark and Chris Dard.
Oh, I thought you meant OJ.
Garcetti.
No.
Marsha Clark and OJ were.
No, but Darden and Marsha Clark started fucking. So that, that's never, you don't want to distract yourself on that type of
Does
job.
Marsha Clark still live in L.A.?
Probably. She's
But wait, does OJ
She's in like
still
in her
live in-
mid-60s.
does
No,
OJ
OJ lives in...
Is he in Florida?
No, he lives in Vegas.
Okay.
Well, like Summerlin.
Okay.
Just east of this or west of the city, but yeah.
So if you're like Marsha Clark and going to Vegas, like you have to wonder in the back of your head, like, am I?
Wait, no, OJ, did you not see what OJ said like a month ago? He was like, I don't even like going out in public anymore because I could just be sitting next to the real killer.
Yeah.
He fucking said that shit out loud.
Yeah.
And
Haunting.
then go to Barstool's Instagram, Giorgio, because just the other day he was in a bar somewhere in Vegas and partying. This woman's like, oh my God, it's OJ. She's taking a fucking selfie video with her fucking phone and then hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
Have you not seen this?
I saw it.
Oh
I
my
saw
God.
it. Yeah.
So there's a funny story while he's pulling that up that fucking cracked me up. Like it was right after OJ got out of jail, and
For the stealing his own stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like what happened was the Bills had just made the playoffs, and he was at a sports bar, and these people were like, oh, fuck, it's OJ. And they took like selfies with him. And in that same week, apparently, Lance Armstrong had gone out to eat, and the entire restaurant had just started spontaneously booing him. So, like, these people fucking hated the one guy who had testicular cancer for using steroids in a bike race or whatever the fuck, however the fuck he cheated. And then the guy who, like, cut two people's heads off, they were like, Rad, it's this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, don't cheat.
Don't cheat, man.
If we've learned anything from professional sports, it's that the only thing that matters is cheating or perceived cheating. You can kill people,
Right.
you can beat your wife,
Yes.
drugs, doesn't matter.
Yes.
But if there's even a whiff of cheating,
I mean, Deshaun Watson has like 22 accusations Michael Vick did a little dog fighting. I'm a dog fan, but I mean, he did some dog fighting. And like, he's like the most maligned human on the planet.
People feel differently about dogs than they do about people.
They do.
To be honest, I dislike Michael Vick more than I dislike Ray Lewis.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Although Ray Lewis was never convicted, I guess. He
wasn't convicted.
Ray Caruth killed somebody in a trunk of his car or some shit?
Yes.
Or something? Or
Deshaun
stuffed him
Watson
with-
has like, what, 22 accusations of sexual assault?
Yeah, but they're all like, those are all civil.
And I think it's like
You know what I mean?
more. I think most of them are more harassment than assault.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an interesting case. If the Kyle Rittenhouse case detailed how you can, detailed the process of self-defense,
Yeah.
then I think maybe the Deshaun Watson case, and I'm not even joking when I say this, might be a very close examination of what you asked earlier. How is it exactly that you fuck a woman now?
Right.
Right? How does that process work now? Because if it weren't for certain types of flirting, this shit would ever. Jordan Peterson talks about this all the time. Yeah. Like he just begs. He asks the question to liberals like, in the workplace, what is appropriate exactly?
Right.
Like, is it appropriate for a woman to wear a dress or a skirt or lipstick? Because those things are designed to form the body, and they're designed to amplify secondary sex characteristics. Right. That's literally what they're for. That's not a matter of debate or opinion.
Right.
Like maybe you're doing it for yourself, but you have to understand it has some effect. So then should men and women even work together at that point? And he says that kind of tongue in cheek, right?
Yeah. I love how the farther progressive we get, the more we end up just Islam.
Yeah.
It's like women over here and men over here.
Yeah, it's like we're resegregating America, right?
It's like the Pac-Man game. The more extreme you go in any direction, you just kind of end up on the other side. Yeah.
It is pretty funny.
Although I will say, when there's 22 accusations.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I would say
He was clearly trolling for handjobs.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no
safe to
question
assume
about that.
maybe 3 to 5 might have some legitimacy.
Probably, yeah.
to it.
I mean, that's not Hall of Fame numbers, but like he's batting 250 maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
Right?
250.
Yeah.
I'd say possible.
Yeah.
But there are players who've murdered people. There was that other guy who was on Dallas who like beat his wife.
Yeah.
And then he ended up being an MMA fighter. You remember that? What was his name?
He's current.
Greg
Hardy.
yeah.
Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he beat the shit out of his wife, and he was still in like a cowboy uniform.
Yeah.
Shoved a gun down her throat.
Yeah, he shoved
on
a
pile
gun
of
down.
guns.
Yeah.
That's the one thing people seem to care about, I guess.
What?
Is not before 2015 or so, but since then the violence against women thing has made something of a comeback. Like Ray Rice never came back.
No.
No.
Ray Rice didn't come back.
And he wasn't washed either.
No, he was like what 28 or some shit. He
He had useful years left.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it was because there was a video of it.
Yeah,
maybe.
Hardy, like if there was a video of him stuffing a gum, yeah.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of nuance on that video.
No, there's not a lot of nuance.
You want to watch this video?
Put that up on the main thing there so he can see
It does bear it does bear emphasizing though that Ray Rice's wife like completely forgave him.
Yeah.
And was like, I was acting like a bitch.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we more mad at her than her? You know?
Well, I guess that's a. Put it up there. There we go. Yeah, look at this.
Cut my head off. Cut my head off.
Watch this. Up. Here we go. Oh, nope.
Oh, whoa.
Oh boy.
He's going in there.
Yeah, he was really. He got excited. Now OJ's 73 years old,
Yeah,
right?
look.
He looks good.
That's 73-year-old
I mean,
man.
what he's going for a kiss.
That's 73-year-old man behavior right there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
That's like if you go to a nursing home and watch any man there long enough, if his
Right.
dick still works, he's trying to do shit like that all the time.
And like, if you're O.J. Simpson, like, how many times did you succeed with that in your life?
Yeah, especially
Many
with white
times,
women.
especially
and
with-
you know that if it goes wrong, you can take care of it. You know what I mean?
You gotta, you've been in that situation
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
It's funny how you lose your filter when you're older.
Yeah,
I remember my
man.
dad is a Korean War vet. Towards the end, like I was sitting with my brother, we were at dinner, and the waitress came over, and out of nowhere, he just goes, "Korean whores got tight pussies," and it was just in the middle of nothing.
Yeah.
The filter's gone, and he just wanted to let us
Right.
know that Korean whores got tight pussies.
Now, do you think it's that he's out to lunch at that point, or the filter's gone, or that I've wanted to say this my whole life, and now who can fucking do something about it?
Yeah.
It's like a guy with nothing left to lose. He's like, you know what? Fuck this.
I think it's all.
He says some fucked up shit.
I think it's all of them, yeah. Because it's definitely partly filtered, though, because I remember one time we were at a dinner event, and it was like a Greek dinner event, and this guy was giving a speech, very important guy, was giving a speech, and right in the middle of the speech, my dad just takes a knife and forks and just throws them at the plate. It's dead silence in the room, so you just hear clank, 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 and he goes, this food is shit. And like everyone looked over, like, and he just didn't care.
Well, good for him. He's a Greek man, right?
He's a Greek guy.
Are there any stereotypes about old angry Greeks? I feel like Greeks are more into like butt sex and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess they're just kind of like paranoid, a little.
Well, they should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the government's come after Greek people. The Greek government has not been great recently or ever. Right?
A very underrated area of the world that has just been like conquered over and over again for 2,000.
Yeah.
People always think about that with like Palestine and stuff like that, but
what is it?
Turkey.
Yeah. Constantinople, whatever the fuck.
Greece is just like Greece is governing itself for the first time in like 1,500 years.
Yeah, but that's because you guys have been standing around wearing fucking bathrobes, calling everybody else losers this whole time.
I know.
Like you guys, you didn't have any fucking. There were what do you call this? Dicks in Athens. They didn't have any guns or nothing.
No.
They were just kind of hanging out, talking shit about everybody. Like, what are you gonna do? And like, well, we're gonna take over your shit.
Yeah.
Big Texas football vibes from Greece.
Yeah. We're kind of like the Al Bundy of countries. Like we always talk about the glory days, high school football. Like back in antiquity, we were the shit. You're like, that was a couple of thousand years ago. But you're right. That's a great point. It's very underrated. I mean, nobody ever talks about how fucked the Greeks have been for so long.
Yeah, and the Greeks are, I would say, of all the Europeans, probably the only real diaspora that exists, right? Because there's Italian people everywhere, but I don't think Italian Americans, unless you're fucking on The Sopranos or something, just sit around talking about the fucking old country all the time. But there's still a lot of culture inside of the Greek community that it follows you everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's no My Big Fat Italian Wedding.
Right.
No, the Greeks stick to themselves. They love to be around other Greeks. And the funny thing about Greeks is they hate everyone equally, which is pretty progressive in a kind of an ironic way.
I think it's good.
They hate everyone, Italians included. Like if your parents are from Greece and you're a Greek daughter and you want to marry an Italian guy, or that's like crossing some sort of race line. They're like that's a common thing. That's a known thing. If there's any Greeks watching this, that's just like it's your father will stop talking to you.
Right.
Yeah, if he's Italian. If he's not Greek, your father will stop talking.
To be fair, Italians stole your IP, so
They kind of stole our IP.
A little bit.
Yeah, they're
Like they changed all the fucking, well, not even just the Italians, but the fucking Romans in general, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Like they changed your fucking, they kind of changed the name of your gods a little bit, but they're all the same.
Yeah.
They're all the same dudes.
took the architecture and then like tweaked it 2%.
Yeah.
It's a fucking bullshit.
They totally Amy Schumer'd it.
Like, if a comedian did that to you,
be a hack. Yeah, be a fucking thief.
yeah.
Yeah, well, shit. What are you going to do, man?
What are you gonna do, dude?
You didn't get the Starbucks, but neither did they.
You know what's even funny about
Some white dude did that shit.
Yeah. What's funny about the Greeks is like most people don't even know that we didn't even have a empire.
Yeah.
It was just like city-states that would war with each other. Like ancient Greece was never an empire. It was just like Athens and Sparta and a couple other spots. Yeah.
Well, I love it. Democracy.
We did a lot of good things.
Philosophy.
Yeah.
Anal.
Yeah.
Mostly those three things.
Culturally accepted
The anal was a
pedophilia.
little misused from time to time, but
The culturally accepted pedophilia was a little over the line.
Yeah, they may have. They want to dial that back.
Tone it down a
20 or
little bit.
30%
Yeah.
at least. How do you feel about Tom Hanks being part of your tribe now?
He wants in.
He's trying hard, man. He's like hanging out wearing the FUBU and the gold teeth and the dope sneakers, and he's just waiting for that N-word pass.
so Tom Hanks is doing with Greeks what his son is doing with black people.
Exactly.
Is that really his son?
That is.
Chet Hanks?
Well,
Yeah.
that's him and Rita Wilson's son. Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
At least it's not that other fucking goober son of his that they're always trying to make famous. He played a lieutenant in
Colin
in-
Hanks.
Band of
Yeah,
Brothers,
Colin. Yeah, I fucking hate that guy. I bet he's probably the nicest dude on the planet.
Yeah.
It just irritates me that they try so hard to make him famous.
I know. It just didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
I like Chet Hanks. He's fun. He's a fun follow. You know?
Have you- so-
then he just disappears off social media for a month, and you're like, he's in rehab. Yeah.
Those are my.
And then he just pops back on. Yo, what's up, blood clot?
Right, right.
I'm back. You started.
What about the Island Boys? I just discovered this last week. People have been posting memes, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go check out and see what this is. It isn't anything.
It's nothing.
It's like two dudes with weird haircuts just making fun of Jamaicans, I guess. I don't know what they're doing.
They got gold teeth. They got tattoos all over their face. They're twins. Supposedly they were horrible kids before that. They have like a criminal record, but now they're like, Now everyone's like dressing up as them going, and they in one video, one of the twins just goes, "I'm an island boy," like he just makes up some song that he's singing, and now it's viral.
Which island?
Just Anne.
I guess Cuba. I guess they're referring to Cuba because they're Cubans.
word. Okay.
They're Cubans.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, I mean that that's art now.
It reminds me of they remind me of the Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah,
That's
Like
pretty
it's
much
just
the same
some
thing.
it's some at least semi-white person babbling in some unknown language.
Yeah.
With a couple of fucking words in, here or there.
she got so famous and stayed famous.
Yeah.
That was I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have thought maybe it would have been Catch Me Outside.
For basically literally doing the Cartman on Maury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Yeah, Catch Me Outside. How about that?
Wait, which came first?
Cartman, for
Was
sure.
Cartman
Oh,
first?
like 10 years
Because
before.
that was like season fucking 6 or 7, right?
Not even. That was like season 4. Yeah, it was really early.
I looked that up because I think
Freak Strike. I'll look at it. real quick.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker should sue her for copyright infringement.
Right.
At this point.
Oh, you're right. Season 6, episode 3.
I am
on
autistic.
Right on the fucking money.
Well, it's not, numbers.
Yeah.
They're just floating around in there. Anyways, so I think they have a good case.
Yeah.
But they're both worth $500 million, so I don't think they give a shit.
They don't give a shit. No.
I wonder what they do all day.
They just released a trailer for their newest Paramount Plus special or whatever, and it's a flash forward into the future. Like Stan and Kyle and them are
boy.
adults, and Randy's like in a nursing home and shit.
that's
Oh,
funny.
that's gonna be
I
great.
gotta see that.
It looks really fucking good.
I mean, I just wonder what their process is for staying up to date on all the stupid shit going on, because they are very topical. Obviously, everything they do is topical.
They're the best. They're nobody does satire like they do. I don't know if you've seen. Have you seen the musical Book of
No,
Mormon?
I've seen it. I haven't been to one, but I've seen the. I've seen
Dude,
it.
it's so good.
It is.
It's like so good. You're like, oh, these guys are fucking. They're on another level, man.
My understanding of it is, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen it in person, and I can't tell about you can't hear the reaction of the crowd and stuff, but it's very well received.
Yeah.
And even in places that have heavy Mormon populations.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's what I've heard. And my understanding of the play is that it just pretty much plainly states all the actual tenets and history of Mormonism, and that is funny.
yes.
Yes, that's true.
So
That gets laughs from them.
that's pretty funny, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then honestly, like I listened to the soundtrack like 100 fucking times before I ever saw the show. And the soundtrack's great, but like it's the actual like the dialogue and all the actual story that's even like 100 times funnier than the fucking songs.
Yeah.
It's real good.
I love those guys so much.
Yeah, and there's some edgy stuff in there.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Like when you hear it on Broadway, you're going like, "That's hilarious that I'm watching that on Broadway."
Yeah. Did they start on Broadway, or was it off and then moved out to the East Coast?
I don't know.
Like, did it open?
I think-
Trey and Matt? Oh, they were on Broadway.
I think it's
from the
started-
start.
from the start?
yeah.
Wow.
They were already Trey and Matt by then.
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
but Broadway is a fucking different group of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
No,
not
well, I think it helped that they had Bobby Lopez, who did Avenue Q and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like he was like a legit like Broadway guy.
he was their composer and shit, or
Yeah,
what?
he
Or
co-wrote
not
it.
composer, but yeah.
Yeah, he composed it and co-wrote it.
But
with them.
there's a what's the word for screenwriter, playwright? What the fuck am I talking about? He's the playwright.
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He helped
Musical writer.
He helped
Yeah.
write the book as well.
What book? The Book
That's
of Mormon.
the script on Broadway is called a book.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't.
You got to
like
be
that.
gay to know that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Just- in your defense, like straight guys don't know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I've never been to.
The only reason I've ever sucked a penis was the Mandela effect. I showed up in the wrong universe, and that's why the penis.
The only
was
reason
there.
I sucked a penis is because it was on a woman.
That's one of my favorite things to do is say a sentence that makes sense today that would not have made sense 10 years ago. Right? That chick's got a really nice penis.
Yeah,
Is a
I
good
sucked
one.
her cock.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
So there's a lot of weird shit going on these days. I feel like
an understatement.
It's almost so. It used to be, and Lewis Black used to talk about this all the time during the Bush administration. People are like, "Oh, Bush is going to go out of office. What are you going to do?" And he goes, "Actually, I can take a fucking break because everything that dude said was fucking retarded, and I had to go parody it.
Right.
Or parody. I had to write a joke for everything he said. It was probably like that for Trump too, because he's such a caricature of himself.
Hard to make fun
almost.
of, yeah.
Yeah, so you just got to say what he said and let people laugh at him, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the genius of the Book of Mormon. But with Biden, I almost feel bad sometimes. Because
Yeah,
he's so out to lunch.
I mean, he looks like he's on the runway. He looks like he's
Yeah.
like the fasten seatbelt sign. He's on the runway, and he's close to takeoff.
They're just clearing like a tower right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's close.
Yeah,
he's what you call close.
He looks rough.
He looks like he's not going to be here.
He's getting
long.
his butthole checked today.
Yeah, he's getting his colonoscopy. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, watching some of his speeches sometimes though are funny when he's like, "House put it, house
the
put
thing,
it,
goddamn
put
it."
it in their hat,
Yeah.
and then turkeys coming. We're gonna save turkeys and put them on your lawn." And you're like, "What?"
What was that? What was the deal with that interview we did, the town hall thing with Anderson Cooper? We just stood like this the whole time, like a rock'em sock'em robot or some shit.
I don't know.
It was
what
like
that
bad,
was.
like speech class 101 body language, where you're like,
But anyways,
forceful conclusion.
yeah, it used to be that whomever was in office, we're going to make fun of them. The sacred cows thing, right?
Right.
And now it's like pretty easy. I think it's getting easier to make fun of people. One, because you can quickly produce your own content, right? Now that you couldn't do that before. But it's also like people are way more butthurt about stuff that doesn't matter.
People are way more butthurt. Everyone's doing gotcha stuff. Everyone's like looking for. What was this guy? He was a Republican the other day where he was. They were interviewing some Russian Asian girl. You got to pull this up. Where he goes like, I don't know whether to call you professor or comrade.
Oh yeah. It's the woman that's being. They want to make her the comptroller at the Fed.
That's right, comptroller. Right.
And she's apparently been a part of a bunch of different communist organizations through the years, which is not great.
Right.
If you're trying to be the comptroller of a capitalist society. But it's
That's
probably
not good. Is that true though? Is that
It
true
is,
that
yeah,
she was?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So then he's got a good point.
I mean, he's just reading her own quotes
Right.
off. Like, I think we should do away with private banks and only have a federal bank. She said that.
Right.
That's not a great thing to say.
I think
You know
it's
what I mean?
probably unfair to quote people.
Yeah. I mean, if you're quoting them when they're 13 and they're now 30, yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And then you had like so he has a point then. I thought he was just doing like a gotcha moment. Then you got Kamala going when like it's almost like at NASA when it's almost like her mind wandered and then she wasn't paying attention. They pulled it right back to her and she's like, "Can NASA trace the trees by race?" Did you guys see that one?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and I was like,
just
"What is
how can NASA advance like racial justice in the environment?"
for?"
or something
Yeah,
like
it was
that?
for like ecological equity or
Right.
environmental justice. You're going like, can NASA find out trees by race? And you're going like, what does that even mean?
It'd be like if you weren't paying attention in one of our baseball interviews,
yeah.
and then you were just like, "What do you think about war?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about what's replacement?
I actually think it's an important question to ask, and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, which is we need more niche racism.
Yes.
I like fuck them trees specifically.
Yeah.
And it's not even a specific type of tree. It's like a tree. I mean, look, there's a couple of good ones in there, but for the most part, they're a bunch of assholes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a couple of trees that know their place in there, but the rest of them,
they're
just really bad people.
I guess she was trying to say the amount of trees in an area
Yeah.
is an indication of something, but you're going like, I'm pretty sure there is a difference between a city and
right.
and a suburb.
I don't know how many more trees the Upper East Side has as compared to less.
I mean, this Central Park's got a lot of fucking trees.
Yeah.
Just some kid walks out of the projects. He's like, "Man, they're fucking never gonna get out of here unless they grow some more trees." That's the problem out here.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's what's holding me back because there's only 2 trees.
God damn it.
They could just get 4 more trees out here. I'll get some justice.
I think we could do that.
Yeah.
Plant a tree. Get John Denver back out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get him out of cryostasis or wherever he is.
Well, it's just so funny because it's clearly like a city country thing. It's like, and I know what she's trying to say, like, oh, there's not many trees in like the city, but then there's also tons of black suburbs.
Yeah, just because
You know?
something is true doesn't mean that your interpretation of what what that truth is, right?
Exactly,
There's also not a lot of fucking horse-drawn carriages
Right.
downtown.
Right.
Like, what? Okay, cool. Now
Right,
what?
right.
Now explain to me the link between these two things.
Right.
Because race is trees, bro.
Yeah.
That's why nobody takes. There are a lot of issues that are going on in the country, and nobody takes any of it seriously anymore because the people that are trying to, in their opinion at least, or in their mind, try to solve these issues are all fucking lunatics.
Yeah. And everyone loves drama now. It's
Yeah.
like everything's fictionalized, and so
I mean, Nancy Grace was out of retirement like that for Brian Laundrie, dude. Holy
Yeah.
shit, she was fucking done. She looked like what's her name, Sally Struthers in season 1 of South Park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was
Thanksgiving
just
episode,
stealing people's
Star
food
Mark.
and eating
Yeah.
shit.
yeah.
And then she's back.
She was back for it. I mean, there's the media just picks a certain case, and
I
they're just
guess.
like,
I don't know how
we
it
are
works,
gonna
man.
milk this. They
Yeah.
just
It's
I mean, the Rittenhouse one is obvious because it had national implications, I guess.
I guess. I still don't understand the Rittenhouse thing. I mean, it's like, why do we care so much? He killed 2 dudes.
I will say, I guess that the one thing that would make people care is just that even before anything else happened, like that footage did go viral.
Yeah,
At
maybe.
least, so the whole country saw it happen.
Right.
Even before they knew any, so like it became, or at least not the whole country, but
Yeah.
everyone on the fucking internet.
Well, that's
Yeah.
most people. But
Right.
and then the Arbery case, I don't know if there was video from that.
There was
but
video.
Definitely, it's 3 fucking white dudes that fit the profile, for lack of a better phrase.
Yeah.
And 1 dead black dude
Yeah.
who's
Right.
unarmed. So that one you should probably look into.
Right.
You know what I mean? I actually don't know the facts of that case or what's going on.
I mean, presumably that one will deliver a verdict that everyone will probably be okay with.
Probably.
I would guess.
Yeah.
That's a hard one to
Yeah.
go anything else other happened. But hey,
You-
man,
you
you
don't-
shouldn't have shot that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't see like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is from Georgia, for example, and about as bananas as you can
She's
get
one of
on
my
the right.
favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't see her being like, well, that's what happens when you're jogging and you grab a man's gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like if do you remember Michelle Bachmann
Yes.
from Minnesota?
Yes.
Crazy Eyes. She's back on Fox every now and again now.
Tight. Yeah.
Hilarious. I mean, she's up until that point, until Marjorie Taylor or whatever the fuck her name is got into office. I thought in AOC, she's an actor. None of that shit's real.
Yeah.
She's an actor.
Yes.
She's like a fucking outrage actor.
Crying during like that
It's just fucking
abstention or whatever.
Yeah, it's just
is-
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I'm talking about actual crazy people. It was Steve King, right?
Yeah.
And Michelle Bachmann. I had never seen anybody crazier than those 2 people. And to be fair, they are fucking crazy. But this Marjorie Taylor Greene, she takes it to Jew space lasers and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
she goes in.
she's like,
she'd be fun at a party.
I
I'd
like-
rather
oh,
talk
yeah,
to her. Yeah.
I like Alex Jones and shit, but
Yeah.
every now and again he says some fucking crazy ass shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This woman, that's all she says.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing normal that comes out of her mouth at any point. And
Yeah,
it's-
recently she was like, the Nation of Islam. She was like, they're pretty good. You hear that one?
No,
That was fun.
what?
Yeah, she goes, I went to prison. You hear about that one?
Yeah.
I went to prison and started talking to. She's like, Nation of Islam gets a bad rap. They're pretty good people.
I'm sure they agree about Jews on a lot.
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
space lasers.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you got to think Nation of Islam people. They're probably kind of Luddites, right? Like they're anybody that's that anti-government is going to be anti-technology as well.
Yeah.
You would think so. They have to assume the Jews are up there building lasers.
I just love that forbidden love story. Marjorie Taylor Greene and
She's just in there
Louis
getting-
Farrakhan.
She goes to the conjugal trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just having dinner and they just realize how much they have in common.
I mean, look, it proves she's not a racist, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
She's just insane.
Well,
Don't use old labels on her.
You can always bring racists together, even if they hate different groups, on the Jews.
100%.
Yeah, the Jews are the fundamental. That's like the 101s of hate.
And I don't understand why.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. I've first of all, I've studied. I went to college for comparative religion. That was my first tenure in college, and I've studied religion and religious history as far back as we have records for that sort of thing. And I still don't understand why people fuck around with the Jews so much.
I don't.
I
just
think
think it's Jesus. I think they killed. They killed Jesus, which they didn't really kill. The Romans killed him. Yeah.
Right.
Pontius Pilate. Does that
Yeah.
sound vaguely to you?
Yeah.
Not at all.
I just think it has to have something to do with that.
Maybe because they call themselves God's chosen people. I mean, I
That
understand.
too.
I understand the Abraham bullshit, right? So, Ishmael and Isaac, 2 fucking separate,
Right.
the bastard and the fucking pureborn or whatever, and maybe those people feel slighted in some way, but that's not everybody. Why do
Right.
white people hate Jews? Like,
Right.
Not that, maybe not so much anymore, but white Europeans for sure.
Oh, hey,
You know what I
big
mean?
time. Yeah, they tried to exterminate them.
Yeah, I just
at
don't,
some point. Yeah,
I just don't understand why.
A couple times, actually,
Yeah, a couple
really.
times, a
The
bunch of
Holocaust
times.
gets all the press, but the Inquisition was,
Yeah.
pretty wild.
Hey, Joseph Stalin killed more fucking Jews.
Right,
Than he's
yeah.
like Hitler's, and we still call people Joseph.
So here's the thing, though. Joseph Stalin, he just racked up numbers, right? Hitler's rate stats were a lot better.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, he had a much shorter tenure.
Right.
And
We're talking about Sandy Koufax versus
Yeah.
like Nolan Ryan here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Stalin gets that benefit that like even you can see extended to like woke people now because like the cause is always like so justice or utopian. Like, hey, everyone's gonna eat. It's communism. And so it's like it's so funny that like you talk to communists or socialists now and they're like, they always go with that. It's never been tried. You're like, It's been fucking tried a bunch, dude.
Yeah, I was in a.
It's been done.
It's like telling people your airplane design hasn't been tried
Yeah.
right. It keeps crashing.
Yeah, you're
like, no, people aren't building it right. That's the problem.
Like they did it, you know?
I was having a conversation with somebody the other day about the crime bill, and they were talking about how they were showing me crime stats to show me how effective it was. I'm like, yeah, authoritarianism is pretty effective. Yeah. Like wiping out your enemies and telling people by threat what they can and can't do is a pretty effective method. But that's not the country we fucking live in, is it?
That's not what makes for a good life.
I was
right?
like, what are Saudi Arabia's crime rates?
I mean, that kind of authoritarianism is built to turn most people, 95% of the population, into a step ladder for the patricians, the ruling class, for lack of a better phrase, to stand on so they can enjoy their life up here.
Yeah.
Right? That shit, we're more about make these people maybe a little less happy, but everybody generally happy.
Yeah.
Right? That seems more reasonable to me.
It's more reasonable, and it's funner, and it's you get
Because you know what happens with patricians, like the aristocracy. There's only so many of you, and when you run out of whatever resource is important to the people that are protecting you, game's over.
Yeah.
Things go badly, typically.
Like you don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the last Greek holding a fucking scroll and a dildo. You know what I mean?
No.
Because somebody's coming.
Yeah.
The fucking Spartans who are does it bother you as a Greek that the Spartans get so much love? Because they were literally like just child rapists.
They
also not as good at war as people kind of jacked.
Gerard Butler is probably better at war than some of these people.
Yeah.
They were just kind of vicious. They were just kind of vicious and all over the place. But the Athenians were they were tough, but they were also very smarter.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Athenians beat them.
Yes, the Athenians beat them. And Spartans would like throw babies off of cliffs and stuff like that. But, that's what was going on at that time.
Yeah, I'm not
so you
trying
can't
to
blame them, you know?
I'm not trying to Monday morning.
Yeah, if you
quarterback
get an
it.
ugly baby, you just go, let's try again.
Yeah, like, hey, his hairline's fucked up.
Yeah,
he's not going
he's
to be able to
fucking-
fight. Get him out of here.
It would be funny to make like a Southern Greek answer for Spartan crimes 2,000 years later. Be like, explain yourself, man. Why aren't you more ashamed of who you are?
That should be the next thing whenever somebody's tweet from 30 years ago or whatever the fuck gets brought up. They're like, I've got a list of all the things that your people have done wrong.
Right.
How about that?
The only thing that you got to say, the gays in the military, when the big controversy over that, you're like, hey man, I don't know if that's as crazy as you think. If you look back at history, it's like there's been gays in the military the whole way.
Right.
Yeah, there were. I mean, you would think that the Spartans primarily
Well,
were a gay military, right?
The Sacred Band of Thieves was like the most elite force, and they were all gays.
Nobody's Monday morning quarterbacking Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was fucking dudes.
Yeah. It turns out there's no correlation between who you fuck and being able to shoot a gun.
Right. Yeah.
Or do anything else.
Or
Whatever.
stab people or whatever the case is.
Nothing at all, yeah. I mean, he was one of the greatest warriors.
Yeah.
And also all those other dudes.
Right.
You telling me Genghis Khan, I mean, how many you're going to get bored at some point.
Yes.
I think want to throw a boy in there.
I think he's got 15 million living descendants right now.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
He fucked a lot. He was, who do you think was like more of a terror, him or Attila the Hun?
Genghis. Wow.
Genghis Khan,
Genghis.
I mean, China built that wall and it still didn't stop him.
Didn't stop him.
I mean, he was able to convert one of their top generals on the fucking border there and not even, like, he paid him off a little bit, but he basically converted him to open the gate, let him come in there and fuck people up.
He was crazy, dude.
What's crazy about Genghis Khan, too, is, like, he actually didn't even do most of the Mongol work. Like, it was the, sons and grandsons that, really pushed it
Yeah,
out.
he mostly fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, this is my fucking 100-year plan.
Right.
I'm going to fuck all you bitches.
Yeah.
Right? And then those kids are going to kill all these Chinese people.
Like, he was long dead by the time they, nuked Baghdad and shit like that.
Yeah. Attila the Hun was pretty good, too, though. He raided and shit. Yeah.
I just like that. But is he that cool because the ghost of St. Peter scared him off?
Is that what happened?
The Pope walked out. I think it was St. Peter. The Pope walked out and was like, "No, you're not allowed in here." And Attila was like, "Dude, whatever, I'm coming." And then St. Peter shot above his shoulder, and he was like, "All right, I'm out."
Are you sure that's happened, or is that just what you Catholics believe?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's great Christian propaganda.
Yeah, that sounds like propaganda. to me.
It sounds real to me.
Yeah.
You know what? That pussy died of a nosebleed, so it sounds.
He did die of a nosebleed?
Yeah.
Well, William Henry Harrison almost died the same way Ross almost died. By standing out in the fucking cold like an asshole.
Talking too much.
Talking too much.
Yeah.
You can't, I mean, look, you have to be self-aware.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to stand out in the rain and talk, wear a coat. If you're going to die from a nosebleed, maybe bring some tampons.
That's right.
They're really good for fucking plugging nosebleeds, by the way.
Yeah.
They are, because
And
they
bullet
expand.
wounds,
Yeah.
yeah.
And bullet wounds.
Oh, yeah,
It's
we used
because
to-
they expand.
Yeah, we used to keep tampons in our kits.
Oh, shit.
Put them in a hole. It's a bloody hole.
Hey,
Did you ever get curious and just stick one in your ass, see what happened?
No, because I didn't want it to swell up too much. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's a lot of liquid down there.
Yeah. Now, they do make a thing now, right? Like, if you get shot, they do make a thing that, like, expands and closes the
Yeah,
wound.
so there's actually, it's almost like a syringe that's about this big, maybe a little bit less in diameter than that, but you just inject a bunch of little cubes, coagulate cubes in there, and they fucking expand and whatever.
Close
the
it
fuck.
up.
Yeah, that's the problem. So if there's multiple types of wounds. If you have a clear channel through, you're probably fine. But an open cavity wound inside of you, that's where it starts. Not only is there bleeding and shit happening, but it starts to pull your innards towards it and stuff like that. So you don't want that.
Yeah.
Right. So if I didn't have something like what I just described, and you were to get shot right now, basically I would grab whatever clean material I could find, rags or whatever, and just stuff it in the wound.
Just try to close
So I just looked this up, Dan, and this looks like it would be a great dildo.
It could be, yeah, but you don't want that in your ass. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Oh,
You're
we're
gonna
like-
have a lot of fucking problems if you put that up your fucking ass.
You'd prefer that to finish on your
You will
chest.
die for sure. You like that one? You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would definitely die if you put that in your ass.
Yeah.
so.
Or would it mold the perfect dildo for you?
No, you would die.
If you want a forever dildo inside of you.
Those things expand until they meet resistance, and there's not a lot in your lower intestine.
Right.
You understand?
Great way to torture somebody is just fucking
Yeah.
shoot that up in your ass.
We were talking about torture the other day. You know what Mr. Hands is, right?
Yeah, oh God, Mr. Hands.
So there's
the
a
noise he made is still in my head. Oh!
yeah.
When that fucking
yeah.
coup de grace, the
Yeah.
stroke de grace. Have you seen Mr. Hands?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's been it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was one of the Romans. I think I don't remember what.
It was about
year-
70 CE.
What period?
70 AD.
Was it
Yeah,
around there?
it
That's
was
right after
early
the Pax
Empire.
Romana then, right?
Early Empire, yeah.
So that's right around the end of the Pax Romana. So yeah, they would put you in stocks, and then put female horse pheromones on your beehole, and just let it happen.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But there was one.
Oh,
the
boy.
reason this came up is there was one woman.
Creative.
Yeah.
There was one woman in particular who was like a serial killer, like a serial poisoner, and she was hired to poison a couple emperors and stuff like that, and probably was poisoning for fun too. I don't know. She employed a lot. Anyway, she
Look,
was
do what you love, and you never work a day in your life.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
well, until the last day of your life, because she got worked at least.
I suppose, yeah, that's all.
They didn't use a horse; they used a giraffe.
Oh God.
What's a giraffe dick look like, though?
Jesus Christ.
Because I've seen horse dicks. I've touched
Right.
horse dicks.
Well, imagine so a giraffe has a distance issue,
right.
right? Like there's more ground to cover to get from A to B. So I don't know if
So what, do you got to lay on your side like two fat people, or
well,
what?
I don't know if circumference necessarily is different than a horse, but length.
It's longer than a horse.
Yeah.
It could be. Do giraffes have the biggest dicks on the planet, or
No,
elephants?
blue-
No, a
well,
fucking
on
blue,
land,
a
maybe,
blue
but
whale.
yeah.
has
Blue whale's got a
like
fucking
a 24-foot dick or something.
Holy
like that.
You
yeah.
can.
Shit.
I think you can like walk through a blue whale's like artery or something. So their dick is probably.
Fuck.
You could crawl through it.
But on land, a giraffe, or it's got to be giraffe or elephant's got the most hung dude.
I would assume giraffe is lengthwise the longest, and circumference like they're no slouch, right?
Right. It's not. You're not talking to any pencil dicks. There's probably very few pencil dicks in the animal kingdom.
Yeah, you would think so.
They're all pretty hung. Like
Yeah.
a lion's probably got a nice fucking glue gun.
Let's see.
Yeah.
All things. Wait, I need a giraffe penis on screen.
Yeah. Let's see a giraffe. Cock.
Giraffe dick just looks like a fucking horse dick, but smaller.
but
Or
smaller.
not smaller, I'm sorry, but bigger.
Yeah.
It's a little bit longer, but it also kind of looks a little bit skinnier, but maybe it's a white giraffe. I don't know.
Let's check it. We got to take a peek.
Judge giraffe races by penisize.com or .gov.
I'm
whatever.
just interesting facts
Yeah,
about the giraffe here.
someone may want to buy that real estate right now.
40 inches long.
Look at it, dude.
And what's that? Oh, that's a Virginia right there.
No, that's a piece right
No, on
there.
the right.
Oh, that's
the right
the
side,
yeah.
He's pulling
Oh, he's
out.
going in. That's a big vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah. His dick looks like a telescope.
There's a nice vein in there, too.
Yeah.
All right, so fuck. So a giraffe penis is 40 inches long. The average human torso is 16 inches long, something like that.
So
I
it
think.
splits you right in two.
You know, an elephant might have a bigger dick, though. Elephants have big dicks.
I'd like
too.
to know. Can we take a peek?
Yeah, let's look at some elephant dicks.
All I'm saying is the Romans are real pioneers. This is why you people lost to them.
Yes, they were brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they said anal and like Mr. Hands, the Greeks are like, all right, cool, let's fucking do this.
Let's do it.
You think, what do you think, you can get me with that tough guy? Oh my God, that's flaccid.
Now that's trouble right there.
Yeah.
That's trouble.
That's
Now
not
you've
real.
now you've crossed the line.
Yeah. I don't even think the great porn star Seika could take that. Remember her?
No.
Seika back in the day.
I know
She
that
used to
one.
take long dicks. You remember Seika? Nobody does.
No.
I'm the oldest guy in this room.
Not by much. How old are you? What are you, like 44 or something like that?
Yeah.
You're not that much older than me.
That is, yeah, I think
That's what they look like.
I think elephants win.
Elephants probably win. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's found another picture confirming. We've corroborated the elephant penis. Man, that's a hog right there.
Does it
Jesus.
That's
job.
disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a disturbing amount of dick.
I've got a whole new respect for elephants, though. I used to thought they were just bumbling dum-dums. I wouldn't be afraid of an elephant unless it had an erection like that.
Right.
Look at this woman right there.
Leah.
Oh, my
Holy
God. That's her fucking, like, dating profile picture.
Yeah. Well, that's good for perspective to let you know that the dick is almost as big as a human woman.
Right.
What, is that like Bumble or something? What is that?
I think this is Tinder.
Oh,
Yes,
my
Tinder.
God.
I think
dude.
it could be just Dutch porn.
That's
That's big.
Giorgio. You swiping on that?
Of course.
I got a question for you guys.
You'd at least want to see it. Like
Yeah.
her vagina, I mean. Like,
Yeah.
if it went in, I would want to at least look. Like,
I'd want to watch.
well,
yeah.
maybe not watch, but definitely see the aftermath.
I'd want to watch a woman get split in half by an elephant dick.
Yeah, I'd probably watch
Depending on what she did.
Now,
you know?
what's this guy's job called?
that. Fluffer, I believe, is what that's called. Although
Yeah.
it looks like he's trimming his pubes up at the top.
Yeah. That could be a Manscaped ad.
Elephants are pretty smart. There's actually a good reason to not respect elephants, by the way.
Oh, why are they racist?
So elephants in their minds view human beings the same way human beings roughly view like a puppy or whatever. They have the same kind of synapses flying off. They think we're cute, but we keep murdering them. So it'd be like if human beings kept welcoming like puppies into their lives, and then the puppies like ate them alive.
What do you mean, like pit bulls?
I get, but like baby pit bulls.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
I mean, that happens all the time.
Yeah.
So you're saying they like us, they think we're cute and cuddly, and we just keep murdering
Yeah.
for our tusks. Yeah.
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 Have you ever had an elephant sandwich, though?
I've not. I don't know what that is.
It's nothing. Nobody eats elephants, right?
Right. Well,
Well,
look-
somebody must eat it.
I think I'd say there's some Bushmen that probably eat it.
Probably.
Bush meat.
I would love to see. I just want to have a conversation with the first people to do certain things
Yeah.
as humans, like drink milk.
Right. Right. First dude definitely got diarrhea.
Yeah.
For sure. But also, how do you even, like, all your buddies are standing around and like, hey, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. It's like, I got some
The fuck is wrong with you?
What's
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Like, the process of milking the animal for the
Yeah.
first time
Right.
should be considered problematic. Like, yeah, it worked out in the end, but that guy's intentions were not good.
No.
I think what we think
And it
is
was definitely a guy, too. Let's be
for
real.
sure, for sure. I think the level of what we think gross is now was not gross back then.
Oh, no.
You got to when you think about history, you also have to think about how fucking horrible it smelled.
Yeah.
Right.
150 years ago, imagine just going on a date.
Oh, dude, everything reeked.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, dude. You spent time in Iraq, right? Like,
That
I'm
smells
sure
rough.
there were certain neighborhoods that were especially like, goddamn.
Yeah, it's called Everywhere.
Yeah, what does
There's
it
just
smell
shit-
like over there?
It smells like sewage running through the back alley. So they all have these clusters of houses, and there's no like fucking plumbing unless you're at a major city. And even like when I say in a major city, I mean a couple of blocks in a city, and then all the rest of it is surrounded by suburbs. But those are mud huts or whatever the fuck.
Right.
It's gross.
It's gross over there.
I've been walking on patrol before. Actually, we were walking to go do a raid on some compound and stepped into like a median, kind of at a three-way, like Y intersection kind of situation, and just started sinking into shit water. It was like fucking shit sand, like quicksand, but shit.
It was shit.
Yeah.
Is that from like camels or something?
No, it's people.
It's people shit.
So I went all the way up to like right below my dick, and then I had to continue because we were on the way to go
God.
fucking smoke some people. You can't just stop.
Yeah.
So I'm carrying that around with me for the next 6 hours.
How
That so
fast
fun.
was it? Were you just ordered to stand there for like 5 minutes?
No,
You're like, I need
it
to
was
move.
like
Okay.
pretty quick. Like it was squishy. I'm like, oh, this is gross. It's my. I said it out loud. I'm like, oh, this is gross. like, and I just sat there like, motherfucker.
I bet you Saddam's toilets work fine. Though.
Oh yeah, they were made of gold.
Yeah, they were made of gold.
He didn't. He didn't really understand how that whole Muslim thing worked.
He didn't
You know
get
what I
it.
mean?
Yeah.
Like having a Quran transcribed in blood.
Yeah.
Do you understand how problematic that is for fucking
I mean,
Islam?
there's not a lot of high up religious people who are, or high up people who have a religion who really roll with what that religion does.
Right.
Yeah. I
What
guess
is
so.
that thing you got there? That's just to hold your hand up?
This, yeah.
Yeah. That's just comfortable.
Yeah, I
right?
used to I used to use these headphone holders
Right.
all the time, and some fans sit this in. I don't know why I do it. To be honest.
But yeah. So they make those are something you can get to do that. That's
Yeah.
specifically what that is.
Yeah, that's it's all like fucking Chinese on the back, so
Right.
I'm sure it's from there. But yeah, that's what it's for.
That's pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah. So he just saw that you were doing it a lot.
Yeah, it's like imagine sitting in a chair that didn't have armrests all day.
Right.
You wouldn't do that.
Right.
These armrests, I could either do this and be
Right.
comfortable,
Right.
or
You can hit that. Yeah.
this looks weird. I feel like
You don't look good on camera that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're not like you.
Well, I don't look good on camera either way, but
Yeah.
I really feel like
That doesn't stop a lot of people from being on camera. At this
that's
company.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I do enjoy this though. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, I'm
It means-
curious about it.
It
Yeah.
means a lot to me that you ask.
Yeah.
If you're out there, the guys, Craig and you guys who sent me this, send one to Yannis.
Send one to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Use it
rest
on
my
the show.
big dick on it.
They need to make one
Fucking
with a little
elephant
fucking
wank.
divot
Yeah.
in there.
I wish I had a big dick.
I don't know. It seems like a lot of responsibility, like how Spider-Man's uncle said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With big dick comes big responsibility.
There's also been this viral thing on TikTok that I've noticed where all the girls, and they go, if you want me, no. You ever see those? Like, no. You guys aren't on TikTok. Anyway, they do that song, and then all these girls, it became a trend where they're going like, 7 inches, no. 7 and 9, no. Whatever. And then it always lands on between 5 and 6, and every girl says, I want you. So it's like all the girls are saying they want that, which is like, I'm there.
Yeah.
So like,
Rad.
that's
Yeah.
good, But like,
medium dicks.
It'd be funny to have a giant dick and be like purposely terrible at sex.
but I don't think, do girls love giant dicks?
I wouldn't think so.
I don't think they love giant dicks, but I wish I knew that earlier.
I don't like overly like if some. I enjoy some aggressive stuff, but if
Yeah.
it was too much, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a limit to it.
I have a story about my wife not enjoying giant dicks, but she doesn't listen to this show, so it's fine to tell. She'd be furious if I told it, but she'll
Right.
never hear it. So it just proves that I have a Goldilocks dick. Apparently, it's
perfect.
just right.
Just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She like took a African American Dallas cowboy home one night when she was living in LA. Things got, to the point, whipped it out, and she was like, I can't handle that. And she told me that story, and I was like, but we've had sex. So you can, that's where you're at?
Yeah.
That's,
And she was like, yes, just right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look. I mean,
So he took it out, and she was just like, I can't.
Nope,
Yeah.
nope, can't do it.
Yeah.
people do.
It wasn't the race, by the way.
Yeah.
She was just
It's
like,
just the
that's
size of the
a
dick.
fucking lot.
Yeah, he just had a huge dick.
Yeah.
People generally aren't contrarians. Like they accept the world, even if it's just tacitly for what it is, and they'll choose the best thing that's available, right? So most women probably do like average dicks.
Yeah.
Frankly, I mean that's just how human psychology works.
Right.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you would just be unhappy all the time.
Right, because most people do have average sized dicks.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
good point.
I don't know. Is that true though? What's the mean median mode on dick size?
Yeah.
I mean, would it by definition be the average size dick that the most people have?
That's what I just asked in a way that makes sense to people who understand how fucking mathematics works, asshole.
Which is like half our audience.
Like, is it most people are either 3 or 9, and 6 is the average? Or
Oh,
is it
no.
like,
I think it's most people are 5 to 6.
yeah.
Most people are
probably, right?
5 to 6. That's what they say. But I also want to know how they got that. Did they? How many guys are honest about what they got?
Yeah, they do it surveys.
Yeah.
Did like fucking, forearm cocks get bred out of the population because
Yeah.
no monkey women wanted that, right?
maybe.
Like 300, 500,000 years
But I
ago.
don't think.
And even when I measure it, I'm not honest with myself. Like I start measuring it from behind my asshole
Right.
and go
Yeah,
all the way
yeah.
to the front. I'm
Oh,
like,
from underneath, yeah.
You press the ruler
Yeah,
so hard
so
into
hard.
you that you're just like stabbing your fucking pelvis.
yeah, but that is the size of your dick. You just have to lose 15 pounds. Right? That's it. I don't do that because I don't want to. If I wanted more dick, I could get it today.
you never measure from the top. You always measure from the bottom of the balls all the way up to the
Yeah,
top. And you
yeah.
go, okay, I'm 10 inches.
I mean, look, we're in the middle of a fucking a self-care movement now.
Yeah.
That's what everybody on social media is talking about, like trying to moralize ignoring your responsibilities and taking care of yourself. That's where we are now. It's like, is life got you down? Just go fucking take care of yourself. Like, oh yeah, get rid of your kids. Fuck them. Right? This just
What
I know we're in the middle of a show, but I'm gonna need like a little break. I'm having a slight anxiety attack. Right.
I'll shoot you in the face if you'd like. Probably not in the face.
Are you having a real one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't allow that here.
Oh, okay.
My Boston Terrier is the head of HR here.
Yeah.
And he really just doesn't take anybody's bullshit.
He doesn't.
Yeah. He's kind of a taskmaster too. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I have been mauled by him for just placing a vacation request.
Yeah, he doesn't. No, it's like, no, we're not.
He's not into that.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yannis, for the general concern. That was
Yeah,
that's
I
mutually
just wanted to know.
appreciated.
I was going to tell you, breathe heavy. You know, I was going to give you some, Oprah advice.
I mean, if you want to come rub my back, I'm not going to say no.
I mean,
Speaking of Oprah,
yeah.
Are you looking forward to this Britney Spears Oprah interview or what? Is it going to be crazier than the Tom Cruise one? That's all I want to know.
I like checking in on Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Because her Instagram is just it's cataloging a woman's descent into madness.
Yeah, you could go see like a David Fincher movie, or you could just watch her Instagram.
Yeah.
It's chaos either way.
It's just she could you ever see those ones where she posts the same picture and she posts it like 6 times?
Yeah.
And you just scroll through and it's just her the same picture.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I don't care about her. I would care about her son, who was like, dude, I want to kill my fucking grandpa, man.
Yeah.
Because of the conservatorship. He's like, man, if I could kill him, I fucking could.
I don't think we're looking at the father's perspective.
Yeah, where's Kevin Federline in all this?
I mean, but look, if you were her father, wouldn't you do the same thing? She fucking
you mean her dad,
cheated on Justin Timberlake, left him for a fucking backup dancer from like Tallahassee. I would fucking say this woman is not making good decisions either, and I would get a conservatorship.
It feels like a problem he created, though. Because she was like a Mouseketeer and shit.
Maybe
right?
Maybe fame created that problem, not necessarily the dad.
Yeah, but he
right?
put her in fame.
I suppose he allowed her to do that.
Yeah.
I think that they were all like government created. I do. I think LeBron James. I think Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, I think Ryan Gosling, Timberlake, Christina Aguilera. I think all of them were made by the government.
That's a really specific list of people.
Yeah, it's very specific. Yeah.
Well, they're all very physically, well, maybe not Christina and Britney anymore, but the guys for sure, physically.
And
like,
their
perfect.
fathers are never in the picture. You ever notice
Right.
that?
Yeah.
There's no, like, LeBron James, where's his dad? Shaq, where's his dad? I mean, and then you look at the Mickey Mouse Club, it's just like Justin Timberlake, where's his dad? Where have you ever seen Justin Timberlake's dad?
No, that one time he got punked by Ashton Kutcher, he called his mom.
Called his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These dudes don't have dads.
Yeah.
Britney Spears, is that her dad or is that like some sort of government control?
So you're saying it's like Anakin Skywalker then?
Exactly.
Or Homelander
Or a Homelander.
from The Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
I feel like, if you can manipulate genes and do the eugenic stuff, don't you think that they do it if they want to create like some super athletes? Like the NBA is like, we need a face, let me get. Have you ever seen a guy who's 6'9", 250 pounds be able to run like that?
No.
It's just not possible.
Yeah. Right.
Or a 7-foot guy, usually those people can barely move.
Yeah.
Who can.
The other Giannis.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin Durant, too.
Stuff like Yannis, yeah. Where's his dad?
Yeah.
He's always talking about his mom. I never see his dad. He's always like, my dad's my hero. It's like, I've never seen the guy.
So you're saying like birds, his dad doesn't exist?
Which one?
Birds. Like birds, in my opinion, are not real either.
Birds?
Yeah.
I don't think they're real either.
Yeah. Like, have you ever seen a bird's eyeball? That's not how an eye should look.
No.
At all. So it's either God's to blame.
Or it's like a fucking computer program.
Yeah, something like that.
Absolutely.
I've always thought, actually, this is a real thing. I'm not 100% believe, but I think this is a possibility. I think that the U.S. government since the 1940s has been colluding with the film and television industry to give us perceptions of different type of alien looks, right? So the E.T., maybe we've made First Contact already. We know that the ones that look like E.T. are pretty dope, but the ones that look like Alien from Alien aren't.
Right.
And they've been programming us to have like a quick response to different types of aliens for when they show up.
Right.
That's what I think.
The same way we evolved to like be afraid of spiders and
Yep.
snakes.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's real. It's probably not.
Yeah.
Because none of that shit seems real, but
Right.
Who knows? I also wouldn't have thought that, a guy could be hooked up with pretty much every politician and financier in the world and be systematically raping children for fucking 30 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
Didn't think that would be possible.
Using blackmail.
Well, on his own island, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you get an island, it's pretty much, it's not that expensive to buy an island.
Then why don't we have? Why are we buying a warehouse in Dripping Springs?
Because we can't fucking. Well, first of all, it's not in Dripping Springs, asshole. And secondly, we can't have podcast guests on it. You can't get internet out there.
That's fair.
Right.
Although Epstein's Island, what's the internet situation out there?
Yeah,
Anybody
what
know?
was the internet situation?
I
on
assume there
Epstein?
wasn't a lot of cell service on that island.
I assume it was somewhat like the Squid Games island. Like
Yeah.
if you tried to swim off, they killed you.
Or it's like a comedy show these days where they give you this little baggie with your fucking phone in it.
Yeah.
Which is super fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they just raped with impunity on that island.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was like 12 and 13-year-olds, though, right? It was like 16,
17. Do you think the problem with
Hard
that
to say.
conspiracy was that it was too on the nose? People didn't believe it for so long because it's like, come on.
No, I think actually, the funny thing is, when you look back, he'd been to jail already for it.
Yeah.
He was caught for it. It's just like I don't think anyone cared.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about Epstein until like recently, but he went to jail for it. He was caught for it.
Yeah, in 2013.
Yeah, it was like this has been going on for a long time. But like, I guess when you're rich, like things just keep moving.
Yeah.
Things just keep moving.
We just keep delaying the trial, right?
Yeah, they
Right.
just keep delaying the trial. Things keep
You
moving.
can do that. That's the thing is Epstein can afford to kick the shit out of some county prosecutor.
Yeah, I
Right?
think the media didn't make as big a deal of it as they should have. Like, I do think they pick and choose what they're going to make a big deal.
Yeah.
And like that happened regionally in Florida, even though like, what was it? The Greek kid. He was the defense attorney or prosecutor at the time. Then he ended up being in the Trump administration.
Oh, fuck, what is his name?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
God damn
about.
it.
I think he was Greek.
Are you talking about Kash Patel?
No, I can't
No,
remember
no.
his name. No.
'Cause we had him on recently. What the fuck was that dude's name?
I don't know. But all I remember is watching the documentary and being like, oh, I remember thinking like Epstein got off pretty light.
You're talking about the first guy, like the Miami prosecutor.
Yeah, the Miami prosecutor,
Yeah.
or like- yeah,
Because
like-
he was told that like some agency came in. And they're like, he's an asset. I'm like, let's just fucking calm down on
right,
this guy.
right. But it was like in the news.
Alexander Acosta? Does that sound right?
Yes, that sounds right. And I just don't think the media cared too much because probably a lot of those media were benefiting from his connections with teenage girls.
Also, I don't know. They probably had half of what I think happens in the media environment is like, what else is going on?
Yeah.
Right? Like if they're like even Rittenhouse, like this Rittenhouse would have gotten taken down for something else.
Yeah, Twitter wasn't showing people things that they liked. They were showing things that they clicked on, and it turns out that things that make them angry get more clicks.
Once the internet went to that engagement model,
Yeah.
it just accelerated our demise exponentially. Yeah. Once they started trying to sell us shit by going like, "Oh, you clicked on this? Well, then here's more shit."
Yeah.
Well, obviously that just puts you down a rabbit hole. It's like you're supposed to show people other things too. You know,
Right.
you can't just show them. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how you decide, though, to be honest. With everything that goes on in the world these days, I think as a news organization, that's probably pretty difficult if you don't choose some kind of standard under which to stand, right? Like if it's, I mean, for these people, it's all up one political party or the other. But you have to have some, like, if your premise as CNN or Fox is just to inform people, how do you choose what to inform them on? There's some kind of underlying fucking ideology there, even if it's
Right.
like
There's
liberty, justice, America, fucking whatever it is. There's going to be something, right?
And there's only so much time in the day, right?
Yeah.
Like, to fucking tell people about shit.
Yeah.
And it costs money to generate every piece of content, even if they're just somebody
Right.
writing it.
I don't know what it is, but I know that that's the problem.
Oh, it's a big
Yeah,
problem.
I think that's the crux of the problem. I think that's ground zero for the problem of why we're being so ripped apart, is that because they're chasing every sensationalized story, or they're sensationalizing story because they want to be there first, they want to get it clicked first, and so they're operating with impunity now, just doxing fucking people, and
To be fair, that's what the market wants.
it's what the market wants.
It is,
That
yeah.
is true.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
but-
why I think maybe there needs to be a press that's not based on the market.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
maybe there needs to be some sort of public service.
Well, that was the
Yes.
Associated Press for the first 150 years
Yes.
of the country.
And NPR.
Although it
you know.
wasn't really, because the Associated Press helped overturn an election
Right.
at one point.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Which one?
Grover Cleveland.
Nope.
That's what you said. Oh, Hayes.
Yeah,
Rutherford B. Hayes. Sorry.
No. It was, it may have been Hayes. Yeah, it was Hayes, yeah. He was running for re-election, in the late 19th century, the corporate interests in the country did not want Reconstruction to continue.
Right.
So the other guy was going to continue Reconstruction. Hayes was going to repeal or replace, whatever the fucking phrase they used back then. And Western Union, their delivery service, and AP, their news service, colluded to fuck that election, right?
See,
and that
but
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, but I don't think you blame the AP as an idea to have news like that. I think you blame people will always fuck it up. There'll always be corrupt people. It'll never be perfect, but you got to figure out some sort of system that in theory makes
I think
more
that
sense.
What Stephen Haidt and what these guys, have you ever read The Coddling of the American Mind?
No.
You should read it.
It sounds like something I'd read.
Yeah, their premise is that you can't control all these factors that you're talking about, so you have to prepare. Well, I mean, it's the phrase they use is prepare your child for the road, not the road for your child. But I think in news it's even more important. Like prepare individual fucking people to process information, right? Correctly.
Right.
And because you're not, like you said, there's always going to be a human element in these things. So it's like, unless you fucking train and turn on and train people's bullshit detector, then this will always happen.
Right. I think that, and I think also there just needs to be accountability for when they.
Well, we're going to see some, right?
Yeah, there needs to be accountability. Like for referees, like when you like a referee in the NBA or NFL, they're graded. So it's after the fact, you're graded. Like, and there should be some sort of like veracity grading based on like how objective this news is.
Well, right now it's just
real
reports,
news.
right?
It's called, Ground News. That app is really good. I use Ground News. And they show you the articles they show you the story from a bunch of different outlets, and then they grade the bias in it.
Okay.
So they'll show you
not just headline, but story.
Story, headline.
Okay.
They put the whole article up there, and you can swipe through all the outlets, and it'll show you how they grade. This one leans left, this one leans right, this one's center.
That's really interesting.
The weirdest thing about the whole situation to me is like you remember like 5-ish years ago, maybe even 10-ish years ago, people were saying the type of thing like data and information is the next oil. It's the next thing people want to mine.
Right.
And that's kind of how Zuckerberg operates and shit like that. But I think people didn't realize that information is also the next drug because it's dopamine hits, right?
Yeah.
Like people didn't realize that information is it's a drug for people. Like being informed in general, like having information, being able to to tell you something is like, hey, and you get a dopamine hit from me having more information than you, and you get a dopamine hit from information that you like.
Right. That's interesting. Yeah.
But people don't actually know anything. That's a problem. It's like it's like having a startup and you've got too much money, so you're spending your way out of problems that you should be learning lessons from.
Right.
You know what I mean? And having too much information that you don't know how to comprehend in the fucking first place. It's the midwit, right? That's what we're dealing with now is the midwit, the person that's taking the time to inform themselves up to the point where they confirm their own bias and then moved along. So now we're having somewhat nuanced conversations between semi-informed people without the fucking actual understanding that they're saying the same thing sometimes.
Right.
But I think he's saying the reason that's happening is because it's information is addictive. Like the more you don't care if it's true or not. You're like more.
Yeah.
Right.
More.
And they're
these
even
days
getting high off of talking to each other about it, even if they don't want each other's information.
It's because none of these people have any purpose in life.
Yes.
Like their purpose is, I'm like, if you ask somebody what they do, I'm into social justice. Like, what does that fucking mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes I even think like, do these people who are outside the courthouse for the Rittenhouse trials, like, do these dudes have anything else to do?
Yeah. Do you have a job?
I mean, they're just there all day. They've even taken a pizza break. It's like.
Well, we were talking about the fucking DNC kid the other day. It was like, my tweet from when I was 13 doesn't invalidate the work I'm doing now.
Yeah, he and I were talking about that before the show and how funny that shit is.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, if you're out there and you haven't listened to fake news from this past week, go listen because this organization, College Democrats of America, it's the funniest meltdown I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
honestly, it's like one of those instant karma videos where a guy's beat a dick and then he runs into a fucking metal pole and you're like, yeah. Good job, buddy.
Is that the story you were telling me about? The girl was targeting him, and then they came after her.
So Muslim lady helps cancel Muslim dude.
Right.
Then Muslim lady gets canceled for something she tweeted when she was 13.
Hilarious.
And now, like, all these organizations, the Jewish Defense League is involved, the CARE is involved, all these organizations that do, like, nationwide level fucking social justice work are involved in this high school drama, basically, is
It's
what's happening.
crazy.
It's so fucking stupid.
Over something someone that goes back to the football thing.
Yeah.
Where like it's different if you say it and it's not recorded than if it's recorded and you can see it. For some reason people it's just much worse when people can see it.
Right.
It's like, you know, even if you know the story, like Ed Hardy put the gun in the woman's mouth, he fucking beat her, and you're like, ah. But then when you see Ray Rice, you see the video. That's what tweets are, is like the video for a bad thing, and it's you said.
Yeah.
I think we just have to, we just need to all come to a place where we go like, hey, we've all said bad things.
Yeah.
Also dumb shit.
Yeah, we all say dumb shit. We all say bad shit. Like, that's it. You know?
Just tell someone, like, I dare you to wear a body cam
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah.
Like, we'll cut out you taking a shit and jacking off, but, like, otherwise.
Well, that's all I really do is shit and jack off. Like 22, 23 hours a day, I'm shitting or jacking off.
And I guarantee you, just like in life, the person with the cleanest Twitter, just like in life, the person with like the cleanest jokes or
Yeah.
the
Oh, yeah.
cleanest
They're like strangling cats and shit, yeah.
I think that's why they're so clean.
Yeah.
It's because they're hiding the fact that they're fucking strangling women or whatever.
That's why I only trust dirtbags, honestly.
because dirtbags admit that they're dirtbags. Yeah, they're honest. Yeah, sociopaths don't show up and go, "Hey, I'm here to rape you."
Yeah, no.
You know,
No.
it's like Ted Bundy didn't walk up and be like, "Hey, you want to get your titty bit off?" Because
Yeah.
that's what I do. No, he's
Right.
like, "Oh, my arm's hurting," and then fucking you put him in the car, and then he bites your tit off.
Did he bite somebody's tits off?
I he bite. I think
Probably,
he got
right?
caught by his teeth, by his bite mark.
Oh, shit.
That's how he got caught. But yeah, he was a kid who liked to bite things off.
Him and Marv Albert.
This is, I've said
Marv
for-
Albert, what a fucking, I mean, that's when announcers were announcers, dude, where you could just, you could bite up a prostitute
Yeah.
and then still be right back there sitting next to Walt Frazier.
Well, I mean,
he just retired last year, and
Yeah.
TNT sent him off like with the
yeah.
sweetest thing. Like it was incredible
And John
deserved.
And Gruden got fired over some words in an email.
yeah, a football coach
Yeah.
called somebody a queer.
Yeah, and he gets fired, but I mean,
That's like what they do, is call people gay.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It's- your football coach is, from the earliest point in your life, should be the person calling you gay the most.
yeah,
Right?
I mean,
so
can't-
you either discover you're gay,
Also, just like-
or
just-
you grow some thick skin.
Exactly.
It's one of the two things.
Yeah, that's
just,
a good point.
just show a person every picture of every NFL coach and be like, do you think this person has used the word queer? Next, do you think this person has used the word queer?
Yeah.
If you don't get 32 yeses,
Yeah.
they're a liar.
Yeah.
You're doing the wrong work.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll say that, or we get the wrong coaches in the NFL.
Yes.
Not saying what Gruden said was like totally great or whatever, but like they all say fucked up shit.
Exactly.
I think the point that Gruden was trying to make was, hey, this guy isn't good enough to play, and just because he's gay, we shouldn't just put him on rosters and shit. Can you stop talking about that?
Or
I mean,
even if he said it, it's like he's a football coach.
Right.
Like it's like he's a fucking football coach. Football coaches say fucked up
Yeah.
shit. He's not. What he said has no implication outside of fucking his team, and that know, and they want to hire him. That's their business.
By
Yeah.
the way, the year that he said that, Hillary Clinton was still opposed to marriage equality. Just
Exactly,
saying.
and
Just
she's the
saying.
hero.
Well, potato.
Yeah. My favorite is that Ruth Bader Ginsburg said the same exact thing about kneeling during the anthem that Trump did.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Yeah.
she's the hero on SNL, and she gets a salute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love how Katie Couric admitted she cutted that part out
Yeah.
of the interview.
Yeah, that's really funny.
And I just
yeah.
said she cutted that part out.
Well, that brings up Adam
We'll
Schefter.
cut that out for
yeah,
you.
cut that out because
We're
I just
gonna-
said cutted.
We're going to remix it.
Yeah, cutted. She
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
cutted that out.
What about Adam Schefter? Like he was writing articles about NFL teams. Like he got caught up in all this too. He was writing articles and he would give it to the owner or general manager or somebody first to edit before he would publish it on ESPN. That seems problematic.
That's very problematic. Yeah.
But I mean, the arguments I've heard in favor, or not in favor, but in support of him, is that, well, that's how he gets access. Like, yeah, that's kind of how that works.
Right.
If you jack the guy off, he's going to let you in his house.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I actually do agree with that to an extent. Like, if you're willing to kind of like jack the guy off on like nothing stories,
Yeah.
right? Like on stories with really no weight or whatever, and give them the benefit of the doubt for access to like serious shit. I actually kind of like, it's not ethically amazing, but I think it's kind of fine.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, if it's some stuff is nobody's. If it's a salient thing that I've learned, then that has to get out.
Right.
But if it's like, oh, he doesn't like, everybody in America is talking about this right now, and he has a different opinion on it. Well, okay, I don't work for BuzzFeed, so I'm not going to write an article about that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I get
Right.
that part, but this was not the case with Adam Schefter.
Right. I do agree with like giving someone like a sweetheart deal to an extent to get something of your own or to get them.
for sure.
But it's
Or
just
if it's a matter of like it's going to affect their if they're not like acting with malice and it's something that exists inside their corporate structure, for example, if you want to be like, hey, I'm going to run with this in a week, so you've got however long to fucking figure it out. But I'm not like that's different than allowing somebody to fucking edit your story,
right.
And then jokingly calling them Mr. Editor because you're all in on the joke. That's a little bit different.
Right.
Well, nobody can edit you.
No, nobody can hit me. And I still have that question I wanted to ask you guys.
Oh, what was it?
Because I'm curious. We were talking about like, animal penises and stuff like that. I know for a fact that there are some lonely like women who let their dogs lick peanut butter off their pussies.
You think so?
I know so. My question to you is that dog a service animal?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it
I
should
think
be able
so,
to wear a vesting on a plane.
Yeah, and
100%.
to
You
be
should be able
honest,
to do that on a plane.
I think we need to revisit the entire spectrum of bestiality in the first place.
Right.
Like the reason that it's wrong is because it's victimizing the animal, right? Not
Right.
because you can do other weird shit. I can put everything I want up my ass
I
all
can
day long.
eat it. Why can't I
Right.
fuck it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The dog's not consenting to that sweater either, by the way.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is consent exactly when it comes to my dog?
Right.
That's
Right.
what I think we need to have a Kyle Rittenhouse trial about.
We should.
Not
yeah.
about some dude shooting pedophiles. We need to talk about dogs' buttholes and mouths and things. Right.
Because if your dog's licking peanut butter off your pussy, your dog's getting peanut butter.
That seems
You're
like
getting
a
the secondary pleasure from it.
win-win
but-
situation.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
That's called the social contract.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think Rousseau. Yeah.
This is settled centuries ago.
Yeah. Centuries ago.
The Greeks might have actually really figured it out.
We started it, and then I think the Renaissance finished it. Up.
Yeah. They were doing some weird shit there.
The verdict's out on that.
You can tell from the artwork. It's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if aliens showed up and they started looking at some of the artwork from the Renaissance, they'd be like, man, these people are wild as hell.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on over here? But
My favorite artwork is actually before they figured out how to draw abs on Jesus.
what did it look like? Was he had potbelly
Yep.
Jesus?
Yeah, had a pop. They couldn't figure. I was at like an art museum one time.
That's a lot of pressure for Jesus. Everybody talks about fashion magazines and giving like a fucking weird body image to girls, but what about Jesus?
Yeah.
Jesus was fucking ripped on that.
Yeah, you don't know that he looked like that.
No, I'm sure he didn't.
Dad
Yeah.
bod Jesus, man.
Yeah. No, like there was like a real thing. Like it took, like it was pre-Renaissance, but like in the Middle Ages, it took them a while to figure out how to like draw abs well.
Right.
So Jesus was just kind of like a dad bod,
Right.
and then they figured out how to make him jacked.
Yeah.
Jesus has just gotten hotter over time.
He literally has.
He
As
really
art
has.
has gotten better.
Yeah. And he's gotten whiter as time's gone
Oh
on.
yeah. Well, that happens though.
Yeah.
He said hotter.
Yeah. He's
He made there's a fucking a point of diminishing return on the whiteness though. Obviously.
Yeah, you can't go this far.
Yeah, you don't
it's
wanna-
not. Not great.
That's skin cancer white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a lot. You don't see it, but I have a parasol here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Another
need one.
question I have for you guys is, do you understand crypto and NFTs?
No.
Nobody understands it.
No, I understand crypto. I just don't understand what the future implications are going to be because it is both an investment and a currency at the same time.
Right.
Right. Now you can trade on foreign currency and stuff like that, and that's a real thing. You can own currency and spend it, I guess, but it's never been done this way where there's such like volatile jumps in its value.
Right.
And I think that's why a lot of people from both sides are concerned about taxes on unrealized gains now, and people don't understand that shit.
Right.
Like if I own $1 billion worth of Facebook stock, right? I'm not paying taxes on it when it appreciates. I'm only paying taxes if I sell it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's an unrealized gain. Technically, yes, I have $1 billion in Facebook stock, but my bank account has a zero on it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not the same thing. And I don't think anybody knows how to fucking deal with that problem specifically.
Right. But it seems like crypto's just getting too big to fail, though. I mean,
It's that, yeah.
It's
we're
here to
past
stay,
it, yes.
right.
It's not going anywhere now.
Yeah.
So quickly on the NFTs, Yannis, think of it this way. Each of the different cryptocurrencies have a validation. That way they can validate the tokens as money or whatever they are to be validated as.
Right.
It's a digital certificate
But
of authenticity.
because that is still there, they're using that to identify the art now.
right.
So basically, I'm an artist. I sell it at this auction house. So, it's on the Ethereum auction house. it's validated on the Ethereum blockchain because I've associated this one piece of art with like this SKU number or this serial number on the Ethereum chain, and then I can sell it. It doesn't really have an application yet, but with like VR, digital worlds, like say in the future there's a 3D
Meta.
Meta. There's a social media that's online only, and you can display that art there
In your fake house.
Yes.
Yeah. Your Sims world, metaverse. Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
metaverse.
so take a screenshot and save yourself $250,000.
Exactly.
That's why I don't understand it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
because there's no fucking demand for that product yet.
Yeah.
Like nobody gives a fuck. People buy reprints of all the famous art that's ever existed and from on Target and put it in their fucking house right now. Unless you're a collector. And maybe but that doesn't speak to the larger market. The art collection market, they make plenty of money, but it's only from fucking art is to rich people what fucking lotto tickets are to poor people.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's
So
no
it-
actual value probably.
So eventually NFTs will be just like they are in the real world. It'll be rich people investing in original NFTs.
Probably.
And nobody else can afford the rest of them.
It's
Right,
only-
no one else can have it, and you can brag that you have it.
But it's only valuable if people give a shit about that.
Right.
Like if you barricade yourself inside your home and nobody's trying to get in there, that you're not doing anything. You've just locked your doors at this point.
Right.
Right. So
No, but some of the artists are wise to it already. It's like if you're a digital artist, you save some stuff to be released of NFTs, or if it's a big public work, then you can release an NFT of it later.
Yeah, I mean it's if you're an artist, it's smart to take advantage of stupid people and take their money. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I mean that's how
agree with
art's been working for centuries.
Yes,
Yes.
that is correct.
Yes.
It's all a scam. It is. It's a scam, and the problem though with that and with crypto and with any other fucking like the art world in general is basically an apparatus used to wash dirty money. That's mostly what it is, right? To be honest.
Yeah.
So now with crypto, you don't even have to do that shit anymore. So the art community is probably going to suffer. That's why NFTs got invented in the fucking first place, is because like the music recording industry, the big production houses don't own the licenses to any of the music anymore. So they had to fucking create some new shit, and that's what they're doing. They're buying into the streaming services shit now.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's that. In my opinion, that's what it is.
So it's all bullshit, but bullshit with a purpose.
Well, it's bullshit
Yeah.
with a fucking bottom line.
Yeah, with
You
a
know what I
bottom
mean?
line
So
and a
if
purpose.
it makes money, it's going to continue.
Yes.
Crypto makes a fuckload of money for a lot of people, and so do NFTs now. So
Yes.
it's
The
here
only
to
problem with
stay.
crypto is in terms of spending it, nobody wants to be pizza guy. Nobody wants to spend a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Right.
that's what's changing right now. There's a bunch of different companies vying for application inside stores. So you technically can, at this point in time, pull a QR code up on your phone and at certain retailers, scan it and spend with your
Yeah.
crypto.
So it's mostly about like if you're a crypto, if you own $1 billion worth of crypto and you want to own $100 billion worth of crypto, start a POS company, like a point of sale, point of service, like the fucking thing you put your card into. Start a service like that and sell it for $0. You know what I mean? Just give it away to everybody, but it also processes crypto.
Right.
That would be the fucking way to make a lot of money right now if you had the ability
So
to do that.
Flexa and Lightning are the two biggest ones that do that exact thing right now.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah.
And you give you would have to. So that's the problem. The reason nobody's done it is because you would have to spend all that capital to make the hardware and software, and then give it all away for free to make it worthwhile.
They're trying to possibly partner with Square or some of these other POS companies that have like networks already in place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
eventually probably going to come.
And you need, that's the other problem on the software side. You don't just need the software on the machine. You need the software that protects the information back and forth across the network, because now you're dealing with financial transactions, right? You have to do a deal with the FDIC, and how are they going to feel about the fact that you're using crypto on your
Right.
shit? So it's a whole fucking can of worms.
Shit that's like not even taxed,
But,
essentially.
yeah, but digital startup companies used to be like some dude starting a business and he would grow it, maybe got lucky, and now it's fucking Albertson's fucking whatever, grocery store. Now it's like it's the Peter Thiel model, really. You do a startup and you break every law you can, and then just fucking hope you make enough money to pay the fines.
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what's going to happen here. And the difference now, though, is there are fucking no laws. There are no laws about crypto that exist. It's still getting treated like a stock portfolio, and that's not what it is.
Right.
The bigger problem is nobody knows what it is.
I think the problem is it's still getting treated like the internet was in like 1994.
Maybe.
Like people are just like, yeah, like 8 people do that, whatever.
Well, you should just buy a bunch of fucking .coms and squat
Well, I
on
mean,
them.
their Crypto.com is the jersey sponsor for the UFC, and they just bought the Staples Center, so now it's the Crypto.com
I
Center.
know. And where's all that money come from that they have? Crypto.com. How do they have $700 million?
It's an exchange. So basically, when you buy crypto from somewhere, they have to purchase it. You have to get it through them. It's not like
There's a
you find
transaction fee, basically.
Right. And those fees are so like you're eating those fees constantly. If you want to convert your crypto into another crypto because you think that's going to go up, you'll eat a fee off
Even
that.
on their same platform. So nothing has actually happened, but they take some of your money because for your own convenience.
Right.
Which is, I mean, it's fucking smart as shit.
So they're the ones making the real money.
It's the processing companies of what the credit cards were in the past. Like, this is what they want to do and why they're spending so much money on advertising, because if you are the big exchange in the U.S. and you solidify that brand, you know, for the future, everyone who comes and buys to you off Joe Schmo, you're going to get their fees. That's why Venmo did it. That's why Cash App did it. That's why, like, all these, like, digital trading money apps allow you to buy crypto in them now because they want that money to stay there.
Ah, now I get it. This is the most comprehensive explanation I have got, and I ask it everywhere I go because I do not understand it. This was the most comprehensive explanation. Happened right here on Drinkin' Bros.
There you go. It's layman's terms, right? Because they actually...
So I should buy some crypto. What should I buy, Bitcoin or Ethereum?
Ethereum is the only one, in my opinion, that has underlying technology that's going to be... I think that investing in Ethereum is like investing in Apple back in the 1980s, honestly.
Okay.
That's what I think. So you may not realize those gains for 15 years, but they're going to be way bigger than anything else that happens.
Okay.
Because of the tech that they're based on, in my opinion.
And basically that means is my internet money will be worth more as money.
Correct. Yeah, and that's I think a problem that people are having now.
But what if you remove money? If like the dollar's gone,
it'd be like a Roth. Well, yeah, I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying? Then am I richer or do I just have Ethereum now?
I don't think there's too many of them now for any one of them to be the currency. You may refer to our currency instead of the dollar to crypto generically, and there might be different types of crypto that are different denominations, like 1, 5, 10, whatever the fuck. That's
so
probably
it's
what
still early in this shit.
Yeah, very early.
Still very early, and look for things for applications like the crypto that can do more, which is kind of like what Ethereum is. Everything is built off of it. It's kind of the infrastructure for things. So as it becomes more of the infrastructure for more things, the value of the Ethereum will go up.
Yeah, I like what you do with your hair, by the way.
It's because a bunch of my college teammates lost to Jake Paul in a boxing match, and I'm still upset about it.
Is that really what it is?
Yeah, when that fat dude lost to Jake Paul or whatever. What's his name? Ben Askren.
He wrestled with Askren and Tyron Woodley.
Yeah. He's you've had that duo for a while now.
Yeah,
I have. Even when we lose, we win.
Yeah.
Even when we lose, we
To
win.
be fair, you are black and gold.
It looks good. I mean, everybody says that it looks good on you.
Well, Tommy Fury's gonna fuck him up.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Not.
You don't think so?
No.
Is it Jake or Logan he's fighting?
He's fighting Jake. You
Jake
sure?
is actually a decent boxer.
He's a decent boxer, but like Tommy Fury hits hard.
Tommy Fury is not a boxer. Tommy Fury is like me playing basketball. Lifetime Fitness makes me a basketball player.
Okay.
Well, I think Logan might get killed by Mike Tyson, though.
I don't know.
Which is
dude.
unfortunate because I like
old.
He is, but have you seen him train?
Yeah, but
it's brutal.
Dude, Logan Paul's a big kid.
Logan Paul almost got knocked out by Floyd Mayweather, who hasn't knocked anybody out since fucking Obama was in office.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's a much smaller man.
Yeah.
Much smaller.
Logan went dark for a second.
He hit him in the
sure.
butt. We were there at that fight. I didn't, to be honest, he may have been leaning. I don't know. Because that's a strategy. If you're taller than your opponent, leaning on him weighs him down and makes him exert more whatever the fuck. But to be honest, it looked like he held him up.
Right. Right.
And Mike Tyson is, at what point during that fight does Logan hit him too hard? And then, like, it's Mike Tyson again. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's always that pot. Floyd Mayweather.
How old is Mike Tyson, though?
Like 52, I think.
Okay, so he's not that old.
I think he's 52.
52, he can still hurt somebody.
The problem is with, he's 55.
Okay.
The problem with Logan is that, like, Mike doesn't have anywhere to spread out the hate. Logan doesn't have any children to eat.
Yeah.
So,
right.
It's true.
So
more
it's
focused.
all on Logan.
Like a laser, Yeah.
But Mike is like a nice, wise guy now. He doesn't have that killer in him anymore.
He smoked a lot of weed over the last decade or so. I think it's calmed him down.
Every time I see Mike Tyson, he's saying like some very wise, deep shit.
Maybe he's just reading Snapple lids, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows? He could be. Maybe that's just the fucking rope-a-dope, and he's ready to tear somebody. You got to think that if you're Mike Tyson, you don't rehabilitate that person. You don't take a gladiator out of the arena, and all of a sudden he's a fucking kitten.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even if it's way down deep, it's in there.
I think it's like Biff in Back to the Future when he's like fine and he's waxing the cars and all of a sudden he sees that car fly and he turns immediately into a rapist again.
Yeah.
All Mike Tyson needs is one punch to the head that's a little too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Shake
give it
loose.
to these Paul kids. We're all tuning in for it. So they'll be
Yeah, I actually
fucking-
like Logan.
Yeah.
I don't know Jake that much, but
Well, Jake's fun to hate. And I
Yeah.
think that's what he's going for.
it seems like it. Although he did an interview 2 weeks ago, he said it started out everybody hate me, and now everybody loves me. I'm like, you may be not reading the room correctly,
Right.
Because I think it's still hate.
Yeah, people
Pretty
still
sure.
hate you. Yeah.
But that should be a fun one.
Yeah.
The Tommy Fury one. It's like he's doing it the right way. Everybody's like, oh, he hasn't fought a real boxer yet. He's fought 4 times, motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's fought probably the same amount of talent that he would have fought as starting out as a boxer somewhere.
I don't believe that Nate Robinson is the same amount of talent as
As some knucklehead that's trying to get into boxing and he's your first ever professional fight.
Well, he's
maybe.
like knocked out 2 combat, like very good MMA fighters.
Well,
they're
Ben-
past their prime, but he knocked them the fuck out.
Ben Askren was never a good
No, he can't even throw a punch.
striker. Yeah,
And he didn't knock out Woodley, but he won that
Woodley
fight. Yeah.
should have put him on the ground, but he caught the ropes.
He caught the ropes and then he didn't follow up. But that's what Woodley does. He doesn't follow up.
That's a
right?
problem with him that
Yeah.
people have been talking about for like 6 years
Yeah.
now.
It's
to be
very
honest.
embarrassing.
Yeah. It was
Very
rough.
embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, he should have knocked him out. Although Tyron Woodley is definitely the best person he's fight, and it's not like he got beat up the whole fight. That was a
Right.
good fight.
It was a good fight.
Well, and also Paul won like several of those. Paul won the decision because in several rounds, like he was like hitting more, but it wasn't effective.
No,
hits.
it was just busier, yeah.
It would be like if you graded a baseball team on making more contact, but they're still making outs, right?
Yes.
It's like a weak ground ball.
Just bunt every time up.
Right, like
Yeah.
is that really better? I guess they're making contact, but like fuck, dude, they're still going 3 and out. Like they're still,
Jake Paul did hit him really hard once, though. There is a clip where he did hit him.
He's a good athlete.
Yeah, he hit him.
I've met Jake a couple times. He's solid.
Yeah, they both wrestled in high school, right? And like,
And Ohio, which is a good high school state for wrestling.
yeah,
They're solid, and he's Jake Paul has been doing nothing but doing boxing, and boxing is kata based. Like
Yeah.
you throw your combos. If I see a tell, if he drops his left hand, I throw this combo, so on and so forth. Right? He's really good at sticking to that game plan. He's not tuned in enough yet to be a professional boxer, probably.
Right.
But he's better than fucking I would be fighting, to be honest.
yeah,
Because that's
yeah.
all he does is train for it.
yeah, he's becoming a pro. Yeah,
We'll see what
he's
happens.
making a gazillion dollars doing it.
Well, you've been making a gazillion dollars.
Yeah, absolutely, doing my podcast, Long Days.
Yeah, long days. It's fucking funny.
Thank you, man.
I really enjoy your impressions.
Thank you.
I like that you don't give a shit.
Sometimes too much. Yeah,
I'm a big fuck them.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
you don't want to be you don't want to die with regrets.
Yeah, no, I don't. And yeah, so that's why I just say whatever I want to say. But hopefully the audience keeps growing because I tell you what, the algorithm does not make it easy.
No, I think that's going to swing back the other way here sometime soon, to be honest.
I hope so.
it will. But in the meantime, like word of mouth, just tell, everybody needs to go listen to this guy's fucking podcast.
Well,
Just tell your friends.
I'm
Yeah.
going tonight. So
Yeah.
Sunset, this airs after that, but where are you going to be the next couple of weeks?
Go to YannisPapasComedy.com. I got a bunch of road dates. I'll be in San Antonio, Plano, Phoenix, Connecticut, Jersey, Canada, a few dates, etc. So they're all coming in. I got a lot of road dates coming up.
Canada's letting dirty Americans back
They're
into their
letting
country.
dirty
Yeah.
Greek Americans in there.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, everybody go out and see Yannis Pappas live because you're funny as shit.
Thank you, man.
And I'm going to see you tonight. I'm really excited about that and the Terry Black's barbecue that should be here by now, I think.
It's
I was in the
actually-
kitchen.
Oh,
there
God,
you
let's
go.
get. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is over.
God damn.
Thanks, guys.
See you,
Always fun.
see you in hell.